Nolan saga now. Another watches every Friday, and the internet is full of them, so we will never run out.
It's full of them.
We go, it's another watch again. Here we go, it's time
Bloody full
for
of
all
them.
your friends and others. I know you love the Nutter.
Listen, right, hi, I'm Scott.
Watches every Friday, and the internet is full of them. Yes, we will never run out.
It's full of them.
We go, it's another watch again. I know.
Shut up. Right, hi, you're with Scott. I'm Super Chuffer. It's midnight. It's always midnight. So basically, what you're about to get now, okay, what you're going to get now on this channel now is, let me explain. A couple of days ago, I did an 18-hour live stream, and in that 18-hour live stream, I did my due diligence on Paul Arnott. Paul Arnott has been out there searching for Jay Slater, and so I've already done a react where basically I discovered his channel, his YouTube channel, and I had a look for myself, my due diligence. I didn't have an opinion beforehand, and I went into it and started to form an opinion. I wanted to upload that as a video because it's from Twitch. You'll see up there it says replay from Twitch. It's from Twitch. I wanted to upload it as a video, but today I've had a bit of a nightmare, internet issue, plus I've had a bit of a nightmare on the old edit, trying to edit a file that started out as an 18-hour live stream. Apparently it's difficult. Oy. So we've come to this impasse where I've got it edited, but I can't export it. There's a glitch in the system. My great hope is that when I play the edit, it will just play all the way through. It's an hour and 45 minutes. I'm going to play it here now. You will watch it like it's a live stream. It will be confusing for you because I'm not here live. Although I am here live, I don't want to be talking over it because then there'll be two of me and you will get confused as to which one is the live me and which one is the not me. If you send me a tippy on coffee.com, I will pause the thing and say thank you for the tippy and appear again. If I want to, I will pause the thing and appear again, right? I will monitor chat. Chat will not be above my head on the screen because this is a replay from Twitch, okay? So your chat will be at the side. I am here right now live. I am having to watch this for the third fucking time today after I've already edited, exported, failed to export, re-edited, downloaded, edited, exported. I am had enough of it. So I'll be in and out, right? But you'll really enjoy this because this is actually really fun. It's the guys well, you'll see, you'll see. Blank Faces did a really cool stream last night as well. I'd done my reaction to this before I'd seen Blank Faces stream. I'm glad that my reaction wasn't up on the internet before they did theirs because we both came to a similar conclusion independently, because we're both right-minded people. So I will shout out Blank Faces live. Make sure you check out their live. There isn't too much overlap here. On this, I tend to look at his YouTube channel and they tend to look at his recent TikToks while he's been doing the searching. At the end of this episode, I will tell you that this fucking Paul Arnott, sorry I swore, this Arnott, he's going in, I could be doing this on Super Chuffer, couldn't I? Or it's about the Jay Slater. No, it's not good enough for Super Chuffer. Arnott isn't good enough for Super Chuffer. Arnott is a battery exhausted nutter watch. Arnott's going on the nutter watch. So you will enjoy this. This will be fun, right? I see you all in chat. I'm going to press play on the edit and my face will disappear and I will turn off this microphone. But I will appear to still be here because the live replay from Twitch. I am sure there'll be some people that join a little bit late that will be confused by the system. I do apologise. This is not how I want to run my YouTube channel. It's just a failing in the glitch, in the edit, in the exporting, and the easiest way with time-sensitive stuff is just to put it up like this. So please thank you very much for your consideration of this upcoming performance. It's not a cinema. You know what I mean? I'm like, welcome to the show. It's not a cinema. It's not a performance by me either. It's just me reacting. The rest of them, they seem to be doing a bit of a performance. We start with Isla Tracure and her legitimizing of the fella, saying he's an expert, and we move through. Of course, I am in a bad mood already on this, okay? Because it's an 18-hour live stream of which I'm like 6 hours in or whatever. Right, and I'm eggy about Isla Tracure being out there saying this guy's an expert and doing all the nonsense, and we all see the parallels, don't we? We all see the parallels. We all you don't see the bit on this stream where I ranted on about how she the one that started the altercation on the path. It was obviously on the stream we remembered that it was an encounter on the path, and the police ruled it out, and all that business. Isla Chakur doesn't have a great track record of finding out facts and telling the truth, does she? She doesn't have a great record for that. In fact, in the Nicola Bulley case, she brought something to the table that no one else had said, and it turned out to be nonsense. So, well, the police discounted it anyway. Right, you be good, and if you can't be good, this is you're not at the end. This is the start. Are you ready? Are you ready? I hope everyone understands the concept here. Replay from Twitch will stay on the thing. Show will play and look very much like a live stream, as it does when it's a video upload premiere. But this is actually a live stream. But it's a Scott, 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 you're so naughty. Scott, you're naughty.
Hidden somewhere very close by.
Well, I'm assuming people have gone looking there. Then, could you describe to me the search efforts that have happened in that location? Like, where's the rest of the information? Are you saying he's quite likely to be there? Yeah. So what sort of search has gone on?
Well, when I was out on the road, I actually came across an experienced climber and vlogger, Paul Arnott.
Now we've got this guy, guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. He sounds like some children's presenter. I don't know about this guy, but I don't watch a lot of Facebook, so he's kind of outside of my world. And I think this is another really interesting aspect of it, is I don't know how much they want the conversation to be situated on YouTube about these things, because I truly believe the audience on YouTube are far more wide, diverse, and cognizant, is that the right word? They're thoughtful, they're intelligent people, and they see through a lot of this bollocks. Actually, they want to present this gossip on places like the mainstream and on YouTube for it to be talked about on Facebook and TikTok. But YouTube, they're not so, like, they don't feel as strong on it. So maybe this is a Facebooker. He's doing really good though. Maybe he's doing good stuff. You know, I don't know. I don't get a night, like, I've seen him talking and going, guys, hey guys, and he sound, I wouldn't be able to watch him. So
been out here for 5 days off his own back, searching for Jay, and
again, we've got an independent. It's good to offer help and stuff, yeah, but he's essentially a YouTuber, a TikToker, a social media person gaining traction from being seen on the thing, in the scene. He's what's the word? Not a ghoul, but he's a private citizen and not a search and rescue group or the police. So the same things that we level at Mark Williams Thomas, you should also be careful and critical of this person. You don't know them at all. I've never seen them very much. I've seen them once or twice in some of this media. Yeah, I don't know them at all. So I'm not going to just say they're brilliant, they're wonderful. Like, why would I? I don't know them at all. They're out there in quite an interesting situation, and we're saying that there's people that are out there in this interesting situation that could be there to point weird fingers, cloud the narrative. Like, the family have got all these dodgy ties, apparently. I'm not saying that. People in the, you know, whatever. Like, then you get someone else who's just out there and, hey, I'm just a nice guy. Hey, I'm just a nice guy. And then that's it. Right, suck him off. He's a great guy. Like, just be careful. Just be careful. You know, just be careful. He seems more like a children's presenter to me than anything else. And I don't get a good vibe off him. He might be a lovely guy. That could change, guys. But just be careful is all I'm saying, because let's not be naive and walk into something stupid if Isla Chakur is going to present him on this. Like, they've seeded him in and now he gets presented on. Is he so wonderful and great? Is he? He's out there scrabbling around on his own in the bushes. So, like, maybe he'll find Jay. Has he got connections with any of the previous searches? Has he got the information and the network to know what's been done and what's not been done? Or is he just like a sort of, I guess, Richard D. Hall-esque figure? No, Richard D. Hall's different to this, but you know what I mean? Like, just a lone wolf, maybe, benefiting from the situation and also doing something to help, I suppose. Because it's lovely if you do something to help, isn't it? It's lovely. So just be careful.
Not too hopeful, given the terrain, the likelihood of finding him alive.
It's not a nice thing to think of, but if he was in this environment...
Also, he could be a dummy that's easily manipulated by the mainstream so that he thinks he's doing something nice to help. but actually he doesn't realise that he's perpetuating a story that, like, you know, helping to, like, you need characters to talk on the news. They're Spanish people, they've been searching, none of them are interested in talking to you, and they're not interesting because they're Spanish, yeah? So now you've got a guy who's British, who's a lovely guy, who can talk on the news, who's been on the ground, and, like, Curtis Media was, like, great, wasn't he? And everyone liked him. Or no, they didn't. But do you know what I mean? Now we're presenting a character that we can talk to on the fucking news, and he's a guy that went out there and went and walked around. And he's got a Facebook presence, and he's developing social media presence off it. So, like, why does he take this place of, like, pseudo expert? Do you know what I mean? Like, this, like, it's someone to interview. I don't know. Like, and also he's got, I believe he's got talking to some of the family, or he says he has, or whatever. So it's this sort of, we're now at this level of sort of strange, I don't know what he is. He's not an expert. He's not is he an insider? It's the social media generation. They're playing, like, we're playing with new ideas here. It reminds me of Peter Folding back in the day as well. The potholer become, you know, protest remover, just an interested guy with some ropes and a bit of, like, non-expertise. Clout chaser, maybe? Yeah, you could say that. Like, it's hard with altruism, because he might legitimately want to go out and help. Like, he might just want to do that, you know? Like, it's okay to, people say about virtue signalling like it's a bad thing. It's okay to do good things and to sort of highlight that you're doing good things. We'll look at virtue signalling sometime, because there's a very good video about there that explains it. But it's used as the right wing, virtue signalling, to try and shut down people who do charity or help people. Oh, you're virtue signalling because you won't do anything good, and you think we should hide the good things. No, we should highlight the good things. So shut up. But, like, you know, there's lots of different angles. But what I'm saying is, he in himself, I'm happy that, like, I'm happy if someone independently wants to go out and help. I'm happy if they raise their profile on social media from doing it. I don't care, right? But what I'm not happy with is Isla Tricure, and this morning putting him in on this pedestal like he's some witness to the crime, or, like, you know, like, his testimony now, and, like, his validity has not been looked into or questioned necessarily, or, like, you know, you've got to be careful. Again, careful is the word I'd say about this guy, because you don't know that in 6 months' time you might hear something that might change your mind. Like, I would just be careful. And it's weird to me the way Isla Tricure is presenting him like this. I don't mind if he's on Facebook doing it and people are watching his Facebook. I mean, I don't mind. What I mean is, like, social media going to be social media, isn't it? But he's got the like golden halo from this morning, which is really surprising. And I know that I'm not going to get one of those, because I don't want to be on This Morning, for number one. But number two, you know, I've got things I've said. I don't fit the mold for a mainstream media presenter. I smoked some dope and I've said this and that. Like, I don't give a fuck. But, like, hey guys, okay then guys. Like, you know, I'm leading the church group, guys. I don't buy with that either. I'd rather have real people that I think actually I just feel a bit more like, I don't know about this sort of guys. He's very nice and friendly, isn't he? It's very nice. I'd just be careful. So, on top of that, I think, like I say, I wouldn't be so worried and have to be careful if he wasn't come up through Facebook and now on this. Like, it's just such a, it's an interesting story.
And it wasn't something else that happened, and yeah, the likelihood of him still being alive in this area, slim.
Slim, yeah. Why? How do you know about this? Expert mounting, Peter Folding effect again. Now he's giving us this sort of expert testimony. I agree with it. Don't get me wrong, yeah. But, like, this is the fucking mainstream This Morning report from the Jay Slater case out there on the scene. Isla Tricure, and she's talking to some bloke from Facebook who's wandered about on the mountains. Like,
If he had no survival experience, slim.
Now, Jay's family are all out in Tenerife, and I have been speaking with his mother, Debbie, and his father, Warren, and they are obviously extremely distressed. What's made this worse, as we've discussed on the show the last couple of days.
Her and Mark Williams-Thomas, and I told you this as well, I said after the Mark Williams-Thomas press conference, the next thing you'll see is a contrived interview. You won't see them doing, like, you know, actual human press conferences where they just make appeals and talk naturally. From now on, it's all press management, isn't it?
is all the speculation
And here she is to do the interview.
online. However, they do believe there is a possibility he could have been.
No, and also, all those men there, why we not talk to these people that are out doing the search? Why have we talked to the guy from Facebook that went out with his fucking climbing shoes? Like, these people have got all the gear and the idea. They know what they're up to. Why haven't we got comment from them? Oh, they're Spanish, and, like, fuck it. Like, it doesn't make sense, does it, that introduction of this layperson, whether they be good at mountain climbing or not, to lead the conversation about the sort of on the ground search, and then he's off there up the mountain on his own, just fucking about. Yeah, like, it feels like he should join a search group and be part of it, or, like, I suppose if there isn't one, I suppose he has to lead a one-man charge. But, you know, it feels like people like that should volunteer to be part of the groups that are organised and go through the process of doing the organised search as a group. I mean, aren't you asking questions? Here's another question. There's a drugs gang involved, apparently. Everyone seems to think. Jay's out there. Some people think he stole stuff. What if he ran up the mountain and threw the drugs in the bush? What if he did that? So what if that guy's out there in the mountain, he won't leave that fucking mountain, he's up and down that mountain until he finds the bag of drugs and then he can go home? Like, what if Peter Folding was looking for something other than a body in the river? He can find something as small as a little, you know, like, people aren't asking any questions. They're like, oh, he says guys a lot and he seems really nice. He's a good person. He's a good person. I'd marry him. He's a good person. Like, are they thinking straight? Because this is the whole thing that you want to critique and question, and you're just like sucking it up like it's mother's milk. It's bizarre. And Ida Tracure is feeding it to you, and Ida Tracure is a great woman, and she's got a great track record of telling the truth.
Now, Jay's family are all out in Tenerife, and I have been speaking with his mother, Debbie, and his father, Warren, and they are obviously extremely distressed. What's made... Well, when I was out on the road, I actually came across an experienced climber and vlogger, Paul.
Oh, it just randomly happened to bump that, doesn't it? This was shot 2 days ago, this was, so, like, they're now going to shit on TikTok. Armchair detectives.
And as the speculation continues on social media, Ida Tracure is joining us alongside former detective...
He's awful.
Peter Blexley.
Have you seen his Twitter? He's awful.
To explain why amateur sleuths are doing more harm than good. I mean, this is getting a little bit frightening now, and the fact that people are getting...
Isla's got her clip-clop shoes on. Alan's going to be pretty hornous about that.
...being involved in it as well seems to be harming the case.
And it's going...
Is it? It
beyond...
doesn't... Why does it seem to be harming the case? What case is there, and how is it harming it? This is a really interesting aspect, because I don't know... There's, like... The case is Jay's gone missing, and the assumption is he's on that island in those bushes, so searching for him is important. I don't think it matters if someone on TikTok said that he fucking was living with John Wayne on the moon. I don't know how that harms the case, but yeah, go on, tell me.
The armchair, and people are actually going there.
They love the armchair. She knows that Alan fucking wants to fuck her.
The case.
And it's going beyond the armchair.
Beyond the armchair. She thinks she's coined a... Is that going to be the name of the documentary? Beyond the Armchair. Alan, the true story. Beyond the Armchair. Oh, Alan. Alan's going to have such a Woody on for this. Beyond the Armchair. I love the way she said it, and I love her little face when she said it. Beyond the Armchair. There's something in that. I don't know what I'm doing tonight, really, but there's something in that. Beyond the Armchair.
Some of them are actually legitimate, have mountaineering experience, might be helpful.
So anyway, the armchair, beyond the armchair.
And it's going beyond the armchair, and people are actually going there. And I will get onto that in a minute, because some of them are actually legitimate, have mountaineering experience, might...
Oh, it's the guy from Facebook's legitimate. He's not legitimate. You can have mountaineering experience. It doesn't mean that you're a legitimate search and rescue person. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not judging his, like... you know, experience. Like, maybe I could be shown that he has this, like, absolute... But you're Peter Folding again. I don't give a fuck how much experience you say you've got. You're either with the authority, not the authority, but, you know, the authorised and organised group turning up on the Saturday, whatever, or you're a lone wolf just doing your own thing on Facebook, and you can have as much experience in what you want, but, like, it seems really weird that she's, in the same breath as she's going to... Because we've already said, you know, what are you doing slating the TikTokers? You've got one on your show. Well, this one's got the blessing. This one's got the halo. It's fucking hypocritical. It's just stupid.
Be helping, but there's a lot of people who aren't. Let me just quickly do a recap.
Yeah.
Recrap.
Experience might be helping, but there's a lot of people who aren't. Let me just quickly do a recap.
A recrap.
You know, experience might be helping, but there's a lot of people who aren't.
But there's a lot of people who aren't. So that's the world, and you have to accept it, I think. There are going to be people that are helpful and there are people that are less helpful, but because they're private citizens and allowed to do what they want, they're allowed to do what they want. So, like, what are you arguing for? Some sort of regulation over people filming things on their phone in public? Some sort of regulation on people getting involved in missing person searches? Like, there won't be that regulation. We're private citizens and we can do what we want.
Let me just quickly do a recap.
A recrap. Is it just going to be this Facebook one? Yep, it's coming up as the Facebook one. TikToker down the rapids, 26 countries completed from London down the rapids. It's got to be this guy, yeah? He's at Ben Nevis, pinned, no. Yeah, it's this guy. It's this guy, right. It's this guy. Mountain gang in Tenerife. Wow, they look sad to be looking for their missing friend. Why would you publish that? Why would you put that? You not say to her, can we do another one? But like, I don't know, like, don't mean to be funny, but can we do another one where you just like look a bit more solemn? Been a mad day of getting sent in circles by authorities, talking to reporters and searching for Jay. Now preparing to set off with mountain rescue again in the morning. So he's going with mountain rescue, that's good. Time to find this lad travelling to... So, ooh, he looks cool. This lad. Although there isn't much... Okay, there he is, proud of this team. Proud of this team. What a fucking knob. Proud of this team, proud of these guys. Like, they're doing their job and they don't know you. Proud of this team. Proud. Good job, guys. Keep it up, keep up the good work. So fucking weird, isn't he? Right, pausing for a second because the whole point of what I was doing today is the sound kept going out on the edit because editing the stupid file from TikTok, oh, I got my note. Don't forget about what I said about TikTok. Editing the stupid file was having problems because the stupid damn file and the sound. I don't know why I even need to explain it to you. You won't understand. Most of you won't understand that the file was having problems because the frame rate, I think. So anyway, look, what I can do is I can fix it. They don't know you. So proud of this team. Fucking weird. So what I need to do is I need to mute that. Thank you for the tippies.
Super Chuffer 06 hugs.
Thank you for the tippies. I'm going to fix this right now live in front of you because I can't stand it being wrong. So thank you very much for the tippies. Just please bear with me on this live replay-ish, whatever, while I just quickly do this. And then it will go right there again. He is, proud of this team. Proud of this team. So proud. How did it go out there? Fucking weird, isn't he? I just need to make it line up again. Well. So I just got to find something to... Fucking weird, isn't he? Fucking weird, isn't he? Okay, where I say fucking weird, isn't he? Fucking weird, isn't he's there. Move it along a bit. Isn't he? We broke the TikTok record for the amount of likes. Close. That's going well. Broke the TikTok record for the amount of likes. This is not the best editing software in the world. That's going well. That's going well. That's going well. Oh, please just fall into line. That's going well. He won't fall into line. That's going well. That's going well. I can't even get in my brain whether I can see it first or hear it. That's going well. Like which way I'm supposed to
Going well.
which way I'm supposed to drag it.
That's going well. That's going well.
I heard it first and then I saw it, I think.
That's going well. That's going well. That's going well.
This is going well.
That's going well.
Okay, that's back in line now. Okay, I'll full screen it again. You'll go back to the restream. Thank you very much for the tippies. Thank you very much. It was someone, wasn't it? And thank you very much in chat. I got tippies. Just basically, let's put this back full screen. Like, it shouldn't slip out like that. The sound shouldn't slip out, and that's what I've been editing today to try just cutting it in slits. Like, oh, it's been a nightmare. And the reason is because it was on an 18-hour stream on Twitch. When I cut the chunk and took it out, it fucked up the sound. I've tried to fix it a number of different ways. I've had loads of different problems, and the simplest way would just be to move the file into my big computer. The file comes out as a 12-hour file. It's just don't even ask me anymore. It's like, we fixed it again. Look, it's
You truly are an amazing young man.
It's fixed. I'll disappear.
He's gone out there with his gear to go and look for the boy in the like. I mean, it's not a bad thing that he's done, but I like this sort of weird outpouring of like, "You are Jesus." Like, he's not completely all like. Put it a different way, right? If you were out walking in Spain on your holiday and you saw him up there like this, and there was nothing to do with this, like, you might not think he was that great. You might be a bit worried about him. I don't know, it's just like all perceptions, isn't it? That's him a while ago with his coconut. He seems alright. I mean, I'm not offended by him, I suppose, but he's into the adventure and the outward bound stuff, isn't he? Look. Parachutes. Peter Folding would like that. He likes a parachute jump. In Wells. What's Wells? Norfolk. What's Wells? Hang on. What is Wells? Click back now by mistake. What's Wells? Not Orson Welles. Wells. Norfolk. Wells next the sea. A town in England. Looks prettiest, doesn't it? Doesn't look like a city, it looks like an estuary. I suppose that is the city, isn't it? But not. Wells next to Sea Beach, the Quay. Looks like a nice little town, doesn't it? Wells next to sea. This is next to sea then, isn't it? Look. Wells next to sea. Down the rapids. At Lake Windermere there. I recognise Lake Windermere, I've heard of that. In Wells, next to sea. It reminds me, I've been on a holiday once where these grasses were in the sand. That's Lake Windermere again. Going through the photos, but in the same photo again, but like out of chronological order then maybe, or maybe he's gone back to, and now Wells next to sea again, and now Lake Windermere again. So he's like put up photos and he's tagged that he was in them, but he can't have been in them because like he was like on 26th of June he was in Wells, and on 26th of June he was at Lake Windermere in Cumbria. So he's putting up his photos and he's tagging them where he was, but he wasn't actually there at the time. Does that make sense? Like, they're nice photographs, I guess. Maybe he was in Wells, or maybe he was in Windermere, but he's put up photographs. It's a bit confusing, that is. It's a bit weird. At Snowdon Mountain, that's cool, going up the mountain. Abbey Gardens, this looks quite nice. He goes out, there's Wells next to sea again. It all looks quite nice. Lake Windermere, got nothing against any of this. Phuket in Thailand on his travels, 2022. That's him doing one of those dodge dives, doing a backflip. He looks quite active, doesn't he? Up a tree. There's a little hedgehog. In the Swiss Alps now. That's getting about a bit, isn't it? Because they say that, listen, they say that, what's the name gets about a bit, don't they? I'm not slating him and throwing him in the bin. I'm saying be careful. And I'm still not saying he's great just because a picture of him looks nice on Facebook. I'm not being mean about him. I'm not being anything about him. That's what I'm trying to caution people. What I find so strange, and it happened with Peter Folding, so this is where we have to be careful, is that with Peter Folding, he went on the scene with Nicola Bulley and everyone said, oh, he's fucking Jesus. I wish I could suck off Peter Folding. Peter Folding's such a great guy. He's the sort of guy that I wish I could marry. And then it turned out he was a total rotter and people changed their minds. And people were surprised when they found out what a rotter he was, yeah? So in this case, we've got a very similar sort of setup. We've got an expert who's gone out there to search. And everyone thinks the sun shines out of his arse because they've seen him on Facebook going, hey guys. And I don't like for me, maybe it's the TikTok thing. Maybe it's the TikTok audience and the way he's talking to kids on TikTok. I mean, I'm not saying like an Alan. I mean, lots of young people use TikTok. But to me, it doesn't quite go with me in my field. So also I want to just point this out that, so I will look at the links at the top of his Facebook and I will look at Jay Slater on TikTok for you before this evening is out. What I just want to say is that with Lucy May, they said that Lucy May has been going to a lot of places. I haven't investigated that deeply, but they said that Lucy May has been going to a lot of places. Ergo, she is now a drug mule, yeah? Where's she getting the money and all this? Well, Paul Arnott has been going to a lot of places as well. He's gone to the Swiss Alps. He's gone to... that doesn't necessarily count as drug territory, does it? I don't know. Wales on the sea. But Bangor, that's Wales. He's going for the mountains, I'm assuming, because he's into that. Fair enough. I'm not saying he's a drug mule. But with Lucy May, if she'd done this, they'd have said she's a drug mule. Well, she didn't go to mountains, but you know what I mean? There's a sort of weird double standard there where we can throw Lucy May under the bus and say that she's a nasty one, drug mule. And this guy is Jesus, sun shines out of his arse for also going on travels that are quite expensive. But they just got different hobbies. She likes going to raves and he likes going up mountains. And neither of them is Jesus. And in my opinion, neither of them is Satan either. I'm yet to see any evidence of either, so I'll just hold back from having big opinions. Which is what my point is, that we should just be careful about sort of. I remember going over Peter Folding. I called it the Saint Peter. I was going on about they think he's Saint Peter, and I'm glad that I had my reservations about him. If I meet this lad and shake his hand and look in his eye and we do some stuff together, I could judge him. But if I don't, it's hard on social media, and as people come out and reveal themselves, it's easier. But still, I think obviously I've judged certain people, haven't I? Like Alan, throw my judgment around a bit, Judgy McJudgerson. But then people have judged me as well, and quite unfairly sometimes, I think. So I think we all do need to be quite careful about that, and it goes both ways. Whether you're being careful about slandering or writing someone off, or you're also being careful about believing the nonsense they talk, or thinking the sun shines out of their ass, That's him mountaineering. There's some goats. Saying about an expert in mountaineering as well, I'm still, we're going to look into it again. I'm not done looking into this, obviously. We're going to look into it now, but there's him on another holiday somewhere else. That's Ukraine now, in 2022. So that's another, was that Bala? So that's like the third holiday in 2022 now. And these things also, with a rave, you can stop in a cheap Airbnb, I suppose. You don't have, maybe you're camping out with here, but there's it looks like you're at an event thing where you pay to be part of a group, and National White Water Centre, so there's cost involved. There's him in Ben Nevis next. Maybe these are all just pictures he put up in 2022 though, and maybe he's not gone to all these places in 2022. Christchurch, New Zealand? Is that? No, Christchurch, Dorset. God, I was going to say New Zealand. We know someone from New Zealand, or in New Zealand, don't we? But Christchurch now in Dorset. That's that same picture again. So maybe these are not all, maybe he's not gone to all these places in 2022. It creates a confusing set of images, doesn't it? That's a picture of the Queen, of all people. There's the Queen. Did she die in 2022? This is Triffian North Face. What's so strange about it is that normally people put up photos on Facebook as they go to places. You know what I mean. But to have done have these been uploaded 10th of September now? Hang on. At the North Face, 10th of September, 21st of September in Langland. So this feels more like he's going around Wales now. And fair play, it might not be that expensive, but you still got to stay places, maybe with friends. Like definitely doing a lot of travels, yeah, going around places all Wales. But then you might assume that he, nice selfie. You might assume that he, there's a tent, so maybe he's saving money doing that, you know. But a lot of travels, and assuming that some of these photographs are uploaded in bulk after he's been places, they might not have gone to all those places in this year, I guess. That's his foot. We're still 2022. Down the Rapids is now formed. They've got t-shirts, look. And a hat and stuff. He's got a cat. I mean, I don't care about his cat. Watch me live in the mountains 2023. TikTok, Down the Rapids. So, exploring an abandoned cave. So when Isla Tracure says he's got experience, I thought that he was going to have got experience in some sort of mountain search, rescue, you know, maybe done some training with, like, I don't know, the RNLI or anything. Like, not the RNLI specifically, but you know what I mean? Done some training and stuff like that. I think just going around and having visited a load of mountains and having it as a hobby doesn't qualify you for that. And I think at this point in 2023, doing this, I have stalkers setting up base camp. We found a ghost posing on the rocks. So this is a social media person like Luke or like Curtis Media, not their character, but just wanting to be popular on social media, doing their hobby, yeah? And fair enough, if you do your hobby, you want to be popular, but the I have stalkers, the posing on the rocks, the we found ghost, it seems a little bit, doesn't it? A little bit. But, you know, that's a TikTok account of someone he's a TikToker. He's not a mountaineer. Like, well, he is a mountaineer. Listen, this is important that people understand this. Dark Side Phil said this about Rakita Law, and I think to a certain extent Phil was right. Wow. But he said Rakita Law is a lawyer, yes. He's a lawyer, he's got a law degree, but he's not practicing as a lawyer. He's on TikTok talking about law. So he's TikTok. He's on YouTube talking about law. So he's a law YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. He's a media producer who creates media, and the law thing is not his. Like, this is not a mountaineer as such, as a content creator who does mountaineering, if that makes sense. That does make sense, doesn't it? You know, you understand, to be popular on YouTube and on TikTok or whatever, it's not just about being able to climb a mountain, it's about being able to make things that attract people's attention and get the views and the clicks and good or bad mechanics, whether it be clickbait or good quality content, whatever. Like, I'm not saying either about this. I'm saying there's a bit of the clickbait about it, but obviously, you know, there isn't there? Social media. So, but he's in that field. He's a social media person, and he's done quite well with it, I guess. Like, it's going quite well, especially like considering he's just climbing up some mountains at this stage. So fair play, like, I guess. But you understand that the skills that this person has then are jumping out of planes, mountaineering. I don't know the training behind it. Same with Peter Folding. Like, I'm a bit question mark over the training, like whether he's got qualifications, certificates and stuff like that, or if he's just like getting some good footage for social media, and the social media thing is what he's actually skilled at doing. So he's got a set of skills. I agree with that. He's at Auschwitz there. Poland now. I mean, the social media account on TikTok, those numbers that I just saw there aren't enough to finance this. So again, we're looking at someone who does a lot of travel, but I'm not suggesting he's a drug mule. But with Lucy May, they said she was a drug mule. And this man is now, the reason I'm looking at him is he's in there, he's on the ground, he's walking around, he's got his ropes, you know. He's the expert that's on the scene. He is effectively Peter Folding on the scene for Isla Tracure in this way, isn't he? He's occupying that role. There he is on a plane back from Poland to now to Bulgaria. This is 2023 now, Portugal. So finally back in Windermere. where he belongs. So that must be home, I guess. Like quite a lot of travelling there. I mean, people like to travel. I don't know what his job is. People said that Lucy couldn't afford it and that Jay couldn't afford it. I don't know what his job is. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's quite acceptable to go around and have these photos and do your travelling and be into mountaineering and like this would be your Facebook. It's quite acceptable. So at no point though am I seeing any actual. I mean that was with a group, but I'm not seeing any training, mountain rescue, mountaineering, like qualification or expertise as such. Like some of these look like slightly treacherous climbs, but we're going up walking routes. I haven't seen him do any actual roped off mountaineering. Like it's walking around, like there he's in a kayak. Maybe he's doing some abseiling here or some rock climbing on these rocks. But again, it doesn't appear that he is. And there's a girl there with him in that. So on his show recently, gone to meet somebody and gone for a holiday and he stayed with them. And there's Portugal again. And now it's United Kingdom. And well, that's a nice big house, isn't it? Oh, that's Greece. So now he's in Greece. To my great surprise, people have been very scathing of Lucy. I'm not surprised they were scathing of her. My great surprise is that they think the sun shines out of this guy's arse, and the same things they were critical of Lucy May for doing, he's doing, which is to travel the world on what seems to be a shoestring budget and get to go all sorts of places all over the time. And maybe social media is just going really well for him. Selling a lot of hats, down the rapids. So now I need to really get into, because obviously from there he's jumped into this and he's got more popular because he's jumped into this. Where does he make the money from? Charity work, Jimmy Savile abandoned house. Oh, he's on YouTube. He's got 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. And this video's got 1,000 views. Where's he making the money? Maybe TikTok brings more views and stuff, but maybe people aren't watching him on YouTube, they're watching him on TikTok, but they're not watching him on YouTube, I'll tell you that. TikTok will have more views, won't it? But you've got to consider the this is Bulgaria, do not stay here. Oh, that's pinned, that's why it's got so many views, is they're pinned. But you've got to remember you knock off 2 noughts on this, so 275 is actually like 2,000 or maybe 20,000. It's not as big. It's funny for me to compare YouTube numbers and TikTok numbers. But this is where the big numbers are coming. But TikTok numbers don't equate to money as straightforwardly. But I'm imagining at this point, the thing is, at this point we're searching for Jay, he's making money, isn't he? Because people are throwing him money and doing Snapchats Snapchats, super chats and things, and he's obviously making money. But before that, he wasn't. He was on less than 1,000 views. I say less than 1,000 because less than 10,000 on TikTok is 100 on YouTube. He's not making the numbers. He's going around the world and he's doing all the travel, but he's not making the numbers. So it's really good for him to be in this case because it's made him fucking loads of numbers, and now he's a mountain rescue man but he's not got the history of the expertise. He's got the history of going on nature walks, ridge walks, camping, Ben Nevis with a group, BBC 5 interview, bit weird. Oh, he's tidied up Ben Nevis. He's done some litter picking on Ben Nevis. He's not happy about the rubbish on Ben Nevis. That makes sense. That might get you some media traction. Get it? It's a good thing to do, and also it might get you some media traction. He's put it all on the TikTok there. He's got a kind of Lukey feel, hasn't he, in a way? But again, we're not seeing any expertise of mountain. Like, at what point are we? There is no support our charity work, supporting mountain rescue. Give me £1,000. Sorry, give me £100, and he's made 1,000 for Scottish Mountain Rescue. Like, I'm still yet to see the credentials. To be honest, there. Like, there are no credentials, are there? I don't know what credentials you need to have to be considered a mountaineering expert, but this guy doesn't even climb mountains. Like, at none of these videos has he even got a carabiner out. Like, he goes for big walks with his backpack and stuff, but like... I'm not even saying he's rich, I don't know nothing about, like... The Finding Jay Slater thing for him is a massive boon, but it doesn't seem to have played through to his YouTube. No one's told his YouTube. Like, TikTok seems to be doing pumping numbers, but then... Do I even believe TikTok numbers these days? I don't know. I mean, yeah, people are interested in Jay Slater and they're following him on Facebook and TikTok then, aren't they? And not on YouTube. But that's really interesting as well, isn't it? You'd think all of your social media platforms would do equally kind of well if you're in this environment doing this. But maybe he just doesn't care about the YouTube, and maybe it's just not his thing because they're just like a different generation, you know? But I did say at the start, I think that the conversation is being had by... Like, the people that are trying to manipulate things don't want you talking on YouTube about it, because the YouTube are calling them out and pointing the finger at them and like saying Mark Williams Thomas is a wrong un, whereas TikTok and Facebook, they're a bit slow, so like it's easier to manipulate people on there. I can't get a link, I didn't with Audacity, sorry. Go to J-List, last 2 vids. What, on TikTok or YouTube? On TikTok or YouTube. Do you want me to watch these last 2 vids here on this? I know that the family have given him some stuff and bought him some stuff. Like, I saw that somewhere, I think. TikTok. Okay, here's a TikTok. Look.
So as you know, guys, while searching for Jay...
Guys, this guys thing is just fucking... You know, if you watch more than 10 seconds of him doing it and it doesn't piss you off, then there's something wrong with you.
Body has been found from someone else. And what actually happened was, I believe, guys, I believe it's the same person, or maybe it's someone different, I'm not too sure.
He doesn't know then.
But basically, someone went missing like 4 years ago, and it took 4 years.
Like, this guy's a liability out there on his own, wondering. They'll find him his body next. Like...
And for them to actually find him, because it's that harsher landscape.
It's that harsher landscape. Harsh-a landscape. The auto words have got it wrong. We understand the landscape's harsh. You've got no experience in this, though, have you, really? You're just relaying information now.
Now, I've just found a skull down here. There's loads of bones. I'm not really too sure what...
I mean, look at his camera work as well.
Animal this has come from. I've got to be really careful, because you can see how crazy this is. I mean, there's some sort of skull.
So this is like a kid in the woods being like, oh, look, I found like a skull.
Not sure from what animal, but...
Yeah, can't you look and tell by its teeth? Can't you tell by its teeth?
Bones. I don't know if it's from a dog or something.
It's not a dog.
Guys, I'm really not too sure.
You idiot.
More bones down there. I think you guys can really see it. Just through there.
But yeah, falling down things like that, you'd be in right shit if you were Jay, wouldn't you? Like, is he doing a good job of the search here or what?
But this environment is so harsh. It really is, guys. It really is.
It really is, guys. Look, he's grabbed the rock there to help himself up just then. So he just grabbed the rock that he said you shouldn't grab. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Little things in the bushes and stuff.
He's doing it now.
Checking it all out.
He's grabbing that rock to help him steady himself.
Just trying to find stuff that's actually useful.
Look, he's doing it there. He's grabbing the rock to help steady himself, yeah?
Right now. But yeah, such a challenging environment. Oh my goodness, cat tie right by my head.
Whoa.
Absolute madness, guys. You can see it. You can literally see how...
We can't, because you keep throwing the camera around like you're on a fucking boat.
Barren and deserted the landscape is. So dry. And I've literally got about probably 2.5 miles.
2.5 miles
to get back to the police and
the search dogs. So the organised search that's going on in a systematic approach, that's going on somewhere else, and you've wandered off. You're not part of the team, are you? Like, you're just off on your own. They'll be searching for you more likely if you keep doing this. Like, do people not assume that he's a massive liability? He's out there with his backpack and his hoodie, experienced mountain climber. Get off. What's wrong with people? All you have to do is just look at his Facebook. He's not an experienced. Just look at him and his YouTube and he's not an experienced mountain climber. He's someone with a very minor presence on social media who has managed to maximise it by jumping right in front of the cameras in a social media frenzy situation. It'd be the equivalent of someone going down to Madeleine McCann and claiming, to have expert search or whatever, wouldn't it? Like, imagine that. Or like, this is why I say about Peter Folding. He's worse than Folding though, isn't he? Like, he's a TikTok Folding, I suppose. Like, maybe he's seen Peter Folding and thought, I'll get a piece of that. I mean, it just seems, maybe he's good natured and he just wanted to go and help. Fair enough. But it doesn't look like he's doing the right sort of thing just to set, like, just get involved with the search team, head down, go and help. He's made a social media platform, like, he's made a social media presence or whatever out of being in and on the scene. He reminds me of that guy in that documentary that Alan showed us, the American guy who was in the the Cobra, the Idaho 4, that guy, the Idaho 4 guy who wouldn't shut up and was like, with his phone outside the food wagon. Like, he reminds me of that. I don't know where he's going to go from here, because obviously mountain search and rescue doesn't seem to be his forte, and like, is he going to carry on just making his channel about climbing up things in general, or does he want to get into true crime search now? Because like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Yeah, JLR. Yeah, he reminds me of JLR. Yeah.
And the search dogs,
guys.
Through all this sort of terrain, guys, it is not easy.
Guys.
It's not easy, and you can understand why helicopters and drones don't always pick up on things. But yeah, oh my goodness, see? Let me show you guys. Perfect example of how you just literally made this mistake repeatedly yourself. So, like, you're not that smart, are you? And like, you thought, well, I've just done this, so instead of saying, whoops, I nearly fell over, why don't I make a learning thing and make myself look good? Like, just like, so he's reasonably good at ad-libbing and talking. This is not an interesting TikTok. I found a skull. I'm up in the mountain. Like, it's not actually that interesting what he's doing, is it? Like, loose rock, you go to hold on to something, it just comes out. Loose rock, guys, loose rock.
Yeah.
This is what you watch out for in the mountains.
Well, you didn't watch out for it, you just grabbed hold of it, you knobhead.
One of the biggest dangers we have.
One of the biggest dangers we have, because you're an expert in the dangers, like, do you know what I mean? The way he presents that.
But yeah, see you soon.
Sounds like, he looks like the Joey on the roofing site that tells you all how to fucking climb the ladder. Get off, mate. Like, he's not, this guy's not lifetime expert. Peter Folding, I'll tell you what, Peter Folding and me will have something in common here, is Peter Folding will be cussing the fuck out of this guy too. Like, I tell you what, me and Peter Folding will have something in common there, won't we? Peter Folding will think this is a load of bollocks as well. So which ones did you want me to watch as well? Like, because now I've got it on this. Down the Rapids. Missing in Tenerife. The last two, Searching Everywhere.
Guys, it's super windy.
Guys.
Here. Right now, we come to this little building here. It's all
little building, guys.
Now, this is the way that Jay could have possibly come. We're not too sure. He could have possibly come down this way. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to jump in the room.
Fucking hell. I said he was a media producer that happened to do mountaineering. I've changed my mind again. He doesn't know what he's doing with the media production. Like, please just get a microphone that's, like, before you go out and do things like filming on a mountain, please get a microphone.
Really quickly, guys. I just want to have a quick little...
What is this filming? He hasn't even, like, he's just throwing the camera around. It's like, is this, people accept this these days and it's just fine.
Okay, right.
What are we doing? He's stuck on the fence. Oh, there's all people with him. There's all people with him.
Absolute legend. Alright, let's have a little look around here, guys.
Should you be getting in there and climbing in there? Do you know what it is?
We can find us a big
Is this electrical?
pylon up here. What I want
Pylon? You fucking idiot. Oh my god.
to do is just check around the back. Just in case. You never know. You never know. Maybe you don't know what the situation is, guys.
Dade's climbed the pylon.
Potentially, if you were trying to hide from
If
something.
you never know, you know, potentially, guys, this could be a hot spot. He's just making it up as he goes along, trying to sound expert. He's such a dick.
You might come into a place like this.
And like, I suppose it works because he's talking to an audience of dipshits who are 10 years old then, yeah? It doesn't seem like that. It seems like a lot of ladies in his chat there. Guys, I thought he was talking to all guys because it's all ladies in his chat there.
What we're trying to do, guys, is we're trying to search every
Guys, they don't mind being patronised by the patriarchy still in 2024 then. Guys.
single area, even the areas that you may not think Jay could have been. We're trying to cover every single point possible. So anywhere we can look, guys, we'll be searching.
That's very vague, isn't it? I'm glad you've got a system.
I'm going to jump over this one as well. Big love, guys. I'll see you soon. Guys,
He's going to jump over that big fence, but he's not going to film that. Because he had trouble getting stuck on the other one. He's obviously not going to jump that fence. He's going to go back to the small fence and climb over with help. So he doesn't get his crotch caught on the fucking thing again. What a plonker.
So as you know, guys, while searching...
Guys!
Jay, another body has been found.
Oh, we just watched this one, yeah. I don't have much... do you know what? Why on earth would someone like Isla Tricure put this guy on her television programme and claim he's an expert? Like, why would she say out of all the people, he's a good one? He's not any better than any of the others. He's on the ground trying to search. Yeah, agreed. So that makes him slightly better, does it? No, because he's doing it in a stupid, irresponsible way. And also, he's, like, potentially leading other people to do stupid, irresponsible things too.
So guys, I hope you can hear me. It's super windy up here in the mountains in Tenerife.
And I assume he's doing more live streams on YouTube and, Facebook that sort of evidence the search as well, because he could just be up there saying, oh, I'm searching everywhere, and then just sort of not. But obviously I trust that he's at least searching.
This is the last place where Jay's phone pinged from. Down here we have the Airbnb.
I mean, you could argue, like, well, Scott, you're denigrating him and you should be out there searching for Jay, but I don't know if the most effective thing I could do would be to go out there and wander around and potentially become another casualty. Like, I don't know what the police and the search rescue teams think of him doing this. Like, it seems like for his own benefit he's getting a lot of views for his TikTok, but in terms of the search effort he's not connected to it. And he's like, if you want to be part of the search squad and just another body on the search, today we're doing this area, can you cover this? Yeah, but it seems like he's just a total vigilante with his TikTok. A much nicer, guys, form of Curtis Media, really, isn't it? Just a much more nicer, guys, form of, like... And if you're sucked up by the fact that he's saying guys all the time, then you are a fucking idiot, because that's annoying.
Yeah, I'll show you that guy when we go back down there, but the Airbnb is...
I heard about that documentary, I'm yet to watch it. Yeah, I haven't got enough time in my life to watch that between yesterday and today. Yeah, sorry.
Down here. Now, the route that you would normally take is you'd take the path, you'd go round, and you'd come back out of the mountains through that way. That is the most logical way to leave. However, it appears...
This media is unwatchable because it's the wind blowing, it's the shaky camera. He doesn't know how to make media. So I changed my mind. He's not a media producer doing mountaineering. He's just somebody who wants to be popular on social media.
Jay has left the Airbnb.
And none of them seem to want to learn the skills of fucking even filming a basic video.
He's spoken to a woman a couple of times outside the Airbnb, asked what time the bus station... Sorry.
Well, maybe this is a naivety of mine. Maybe he does this to appear to be just like you and me. You know, although I wouldn't be filming this badly, but... You know, and Luke does it as well. He wants to come across just like you. You know, just similar sort of people. Hey. But actually, he's a sinister, nasty chuffer, you know? Like...
What time the bus is coming.
I'm not saying this is a sinister, nasty chuffer at all. But, like, I'm surprised at the presentation of him as an expert on This Morning when he's just a fucking... Like... He's like the Alan Partridge of mountain climbing. No, he's not, but you know what I mean? Like, he's like young Alan Partridge of mountain climbing. Guys.
Said 10 o'clock. Jay's walked along this road, we believe, up here, and the phone's pinged just up here. So instead of walking that way through the valley, guys, he's come this way. So that's why we're up here right now. Mountain rescue have been down on the other side.
He hasn't got anything. He's got a phone.
Rescue have been looking down here.
It's not that he doesn't have a windshield. He hasn't even got. He's just got a phone. Like, there's so much more chance of him coming a cropper and ending up needing rescuing than him actually rescuing someone.
Ravine, which is absolutely...
If he wasn't with a group of people...
Huge.
Oh wait, he's spun around there and he's not with a group of people?
So here, search dogs, just down here in the valley as well. Now, Night Strider is somewhere, I'm not sure where Night Strider is. He's doing his own little bit up here.
So you're working as a group, but you don't know each other's location, and you're not like able to. Maybe you can call him on the phone, but you know what I mean. This seems really fucking like Peter Folding would be cussing it. He'd be cussing it. It's not well organised. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's more likely to become a victim of the landscape himself than to actually find someone.
In the bushes. Let's try find him. Let's try find him somewhere around here.
And is he actually doing any looking? Because he's just sort of like, you know, is he actually moving through the landscape in a systematic approach, like section by section? Like, I think he's just wandering around with his phone, like, you know, getting video of all these locations, which is fair enough, but it's a tourist thing rather than actual helping to find him, really, isn't it? And he's benefiting off it so massively, because before his YouTube channel, sorry, his TikTok was a bit boring.
Look at all the aloe vera and all the cacti, guys. It's absolutely crazy. You can see how easy it is.
It's absolutely crazy, guys. I mean,
your legs around here. Now, there were a couple of people. Night Strider lent a car to the other day, and they came back. They had loads of cut legs, which means they've done a really good job at searching. Because this.
No, it means they're idiots that have gone out there and cut their legs trying to search. That they're ill-prepared, don't understand the terrain themselves, and have got themselves in trouble.
Terrain is just crazy, guys. It really is. It goes hot and cold up here as well. Obviously, you have your own microclimates in the mountains.
Do you have microclimates in Tenerife mountains? I need to find this out. Google microclimates in Tenerife mountains. Is that true? Tenerife is characterised by the commonly called microclimates. That's true. That's true.
Oh, I just saw a snake or something. Oh my goodness, no, these are bees. These are bees.
You are kidding me. You didn't spot them as you wandered up. Why aren't you talking to the person that owns the land that has put the beekeeping gear down? Are you a full idiot? Let the youngster be. Yeah, I guess. Like, you know, he's just a young kid wandering around in the mountains being irresponsible. He's on fucking This Morning getting platformed by Isla Tracure as the only one that's not a bad TikToker. It's fucking taphead time. Bizarre.
These are bees. We've just found beehives. Oh, there is a snake in there. But yeah.
How old is he? Is he like 10 years old?
And I hear Night Strider. He is somewhere. He is somewhere. He is somewhere. Over the back. Just through the bushes.
Night Rider.
Right, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. So guys, I hope you can hear me. It's super windy up here in the mountains in Tenerife. Now, this is the last place where Jay's phone pinged from.
By the bees. So it's the bees killed him. I have no confidence in him whatsoever, and I cannot understand how he's been platformed as a serious person. Right, let me just scroll down a bit. Do you get lonely? That was.
So I've left the little village of Balahushis, guys, and I have come back to Glencoe, and it is so...
I mean, there is something nice about travelling on your own, fair enough, but there is something a little bit, like, concerning sometimes as well, isn't there? Like, I don't know, like...
I'm joking. Like, I'm gonna eventually possibly have to travel on my own at some point as well, so I shouldn't like slate it. But like, I'm on the run from the last village I've been to because like nobody knows what I've done.
Stunning. I really am in love with Glencoe. So many people told me how Glencoe was their favourite place, and I've never dedicated so much time to Glencoe before. I've been through here, I've done a few bits in the area, but I've never stayed in this area for so long. I was literally staying up here. There's just a little mountain and just over 1,000 metres just behind this tree line, and then that's where Schoolhouse Ridge is. So I spent the last 4 days, I think, guys.
Like, do you see what I mean? He's sophisticated enough to put these words on. I suppose it happens automatically. It's maybe a thing that you tell it to do and it does it. But his actual media production and content is fucking rubbish. Like, we want to see the views in the places that you're staying in. Like, that's what it's all about. So film them nicely.
Side of that mountain 4 or 5 days. I think it's 4 days. I mean, I've come down, left that village, come up to this village in Glencoe. I'm not really too sure where I'm going to sleep tonight, guys. I was going to stay in a campsite, but I'm going to try put it off for a couple more days. I don't want to stay in campsites unless I absolutely have to.
Because they cost money, maybe?
The only time you guys see me in the campsite is if I really need to get electric, or if I need to wash all my clothes and stuff, all my thermals and all that. So yeah, that's how it is, guys. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to stay here for half hour, have a little sip of some water and stuff, and yeah, make up.
He reminds me of the person that was stealth camping. You know, it reminds me of somewhere between travelling and homelessness.
Mine's up, but the adventure continues. I'll check in with you guys very soon. Let me just give you a quick little panoramic of this area, guys. This is Glencoe.
A panoramic in portrait mode.
Good old Glencoe. So much history here, guys. A lot
please, maybe this is the TikTok generation, but you just please hold the camera still and let me look at something. It's like ADHD simulator.
History, and the history is actually fascinating. It really is. Good old Papa Glencoe. You saw me run from the top to the bottom on live stream in less than half hour, guys.
Oh, he does live streams, right? Fair enough. That's where you get a big view of his actual journey, I suppose. And
then we're going to be heading more into this valley. It's absolutely fantastic.
Although if it's him holding a phone while he goes for a run, I don't think I could stand it.
Lots of old volcanoes in this area, really, really interesting. Lots of different types of rock as well for those who are into their geology.
And he's glossed over a couple of topics there. I feel like there's a potential for a channel here. You know, there's a potential for something, but he hasn't got he hasn't done that. It's just like, here I am, it's good, and there's like stuff, and then like, I suppose this is TikTok for you, I suppose, but that's because I'm a YouTuber who looks for a bit more depth, but there seems to be a distinct lack of depth, maybe, doesn't there? Like, rather than actually going into the geology and talking about it in depth or anything like that, you know, it's just like, you know, there is, and look, like, it's very Luke, isn't it? It's very surface level. It's like, I've gone for a walk, here I am on the walk, like, without the sort of the deeper knowledge, the depth, I wanted to see this Jimmy Savile house because he got loads of views for this.
What's happening, guys? I'm currently in Glencoe.
At least he's got a stick this time.
And I'm just walking down the road because we're trying to track down.
But again, we get the fucking 360-degree spin. Does he not? He obviously doesn't understand. That's a bad thing to do.
Jimmy Savile's old abandoned house.
I can't rewind it, can I? I can skip back, right. This 360-degree spin offends me.
What's happening, guys? I'm currently in...
Because you're not showing me the environment. You're making me feel seasick.
And I'm just walking down the road because we're trying to track down Jimmy Savile's old abandoned house, guys. Now,
guys, so, like, is he into mountaineering, or is he just desperate to do something that's going to trend on TikTok?
Nightmare. I've just tried live streaming this, but I've lost signal in the valley. There's quite a lot of...
I suppose it might be he's on tour, and this is a feature on the tour that we can stop off at.
Coverage. The weather's getting quite bad, and behind me you can see the iconic white house with a lake and everything.
But so aren't we sort of like...
Everyone takes pictures.
Aren't we like veering between like mountaineering? Not mountaineering. It's not mountaineering. I keep saying mountaineering. Going for a hike and trespassing on a sort of like, aren't we like treading into a weird grey, like this isn't his normal content and he got loads of views, so maybe there's a sort of precedent set there where he's thought like, you know, could I combine my passion of walking around in the outdoors with something that might actually get views? And like that's why he's up there looking for Jay Slater, you know.
I have no idea where Jimmy Savile's house is. All I know is that we need to walk up this road.
You don't know where it is?
For about 6 miles, and then somewhere it's up here. Now there's like a white building somewhere up here.
Wait, this is a 4-minute TikTok, isn't it? So, hang on.
What's happening, guys? I'm currently.
Can you fast forward as well? Yeah.
From being in this area.
Because if it's 6 miles, you're not going to walk it in 6 miles, are you? So I assume you've edited it and cut to it. Like.
Nightmare, look, you are.
They're cows. I don't care.
You have a common cause of agricultural deaths.
Wait, have I got the wrong TikTok now? Hang on. Jimmy Savile abandoned house.
Be sure. But fingers crossed, guys, that's where it is. And we just went past like a little white barn, and
So here's an example of someone who is not an expert in what they're doing, because it's now fucking night time, and he didn't judge the time right. So night fell while he's on his walk looking for Jimmy Savile's house, and now you can't see anything because he doesn't have the equipment to film it, and he's lost in the dark. This man is not an expert.
I thought for a second that was Jimmy Savile's house. Now, not only am I filming this short video that you're watching right now.
This is giving me a headache now. This is giving me a headache because how can anyone, like, do they not do their due diligence and research? This is one of his most popular videos, and it makes him look like a full-on Burke.
Now, I'm also filming a full video for YouTube, guys, so do go check it out. Down the Rappers Official, and Facebook as well, which is Down the Rappers. Do go check out the full video with us as well, guys, because you're only watching the short video. And some crazy stuff has happened. I'm a little bit nervous. It's pretty late, guys. It's getting darker and darker and darker. I hope we get there before midnight. I've got absolutely...
Before midnight? Maybe he wanted to do this at night time so it would be spooky, but midnight? You're going to stay there then? Like... You think he's got a nightlight now? I mean, filming alone, yeah, fair enough. But I can film alone on much better than this. Like anyone can, and like, but you would plan it so you arrived there early in the like. You'd start walking at night time, so you arrived as the sun came up. If you wanted to get the best opportunity to film all day at the Jimmy Savile's house, knowing it's 6 miles, like he's done this. I don't know how he's got into this situation. What part of the day, you know, whatever. Maybe it's just a feature of like, you know, I'm just walking. It happens to be I'll get there when I get there, whatever. You know, you may be staying out in the wild, so it doesn't matter. But you would have your tent pitched before dark. Like that's a basic, isn't it? Because you don't know what you're exactly walking into and the terrain because it's dark, so you could end up accidentally going in a bog while you're trying to pitch your tent. Or like, isn't it basic to have your tent pitched before dark? Like you might say to yourself, night is falling, the Jimmy Savile house is 6 miles away, so I'm not going to make it before midnight, so I should pitch my tent now, wake up at crack of dawn and walk the 6 miles to the Jimmy Savile house and film in the daylight. And as the sun goes down, I'll have my tent pitched already near the house so I can film at night and then go back to my tent. Like, why is he so fucking stupid?
Signal as well. And I'm definitely feeling the history of Glencoe. You know what? So many people, especially my Scottish friends, have said, and you couldn't even pay them to stay in this area. You couldn't even pay them, especially with the history and all the Highlanders that were murdered, etc. In this area, how they were chased up the valley. It's an absolute madness. But I'm feeling those eerie vibes. You know what, the first time I came through here many years ago, I remember it very well, guys, and I came through at night time, and I came through here, and I didn't know the history. I had no idea the history, but I felt the eerie vibes. I really did.
He's already made the same mistake before.
You don't really get that.
Look, you're finding it eerie because you're out in the pitch dark.
We're mountain places, but here you feel the
You don't get eerie mountain. God, you're not usually out in the pitch dark on the side of the mountain, are you? Unless you're an idiot.
And they were literally chased out of their home. I was going to go and really silence. Hey, I really hope it's not someone's house, because I'll end up just turning up at someone's house, which it's definitely not here.
I mean, to his benefit, right? This isn't his own doing. This isn't because he's clever. But what he's created here is a TikTok with a story. So people get invested in the story early. We're going to Jimmy Savile's house. We're walking, it gets dark. Oh, it's spookiest. I wonder what's going to happen. So the payoff has to be we arrive at Jimmy Savile's house and we see the fucking house. Because if it's not, then you've taken us out into the dark and left us there on a shit fucking wild goose chase.
I definitely should have stayed on the path, guys. We're now walking on the road.
What?
And my torch is about to die.
Your torch is...
Absolute madness, absolute madness. Oh God, guys, I think we found it, That's definitely it. Guys, we found it. Absolute mad. My TikTok profile, I'm so spooked.
Absolute madness. Guys, absolute madness, guys. I'm so freaked out.
So spooked out. Make sure you watch the full video. Look at everything floating about. Oh my God.
Oh my God, look at all the fucking... That's insects because you're shining a light.
Goodness, this is crazy. Guys, this is such a spooky...
Make sure you go on my YouTube, guys.
place. This is actually mad.
Mad, guys, mad.
Those have been knocked out. There's graffiti everywhere.
It's been knocked down now, hasn't it? So, like, you literally can't go there anymore, but yeah.
Goodness, oh my goodness.
I mean, it does look more spooky because you're there at night time.
Guys, I'm running out of time on this clip.
You what? You've edited it? Why didn't you edit it with a... Oh, this is just to drive traffic to the YouTube. Got it. Okay. Like... Guys. Let's have a look at the YouTube. It's not going very well. 20 views on this one. 18 views on this one. 32 views on this one. Even the fucking ones about Jay flying to Tenerife, finding Jay. That's only got 1,000 views. The live stream. Welcome to my channel. No. What about Jimmy Savile then? Most popular. The real reason I live in a tent. What? Exploring Jimmy Savile's abandoned house. 1,000 views. So it wasn't that popular then. No matter how many TikTok views you got, it didn't feed through to the YouTube. People didn't go and watch the video. Not a mountaineering expert. He's a bloke that lives in a tent. And he gets not very many views for it because he's not interesting, guys. And the people on TikTok probably don't like him that much either, guys. Doing a Prime review. Most honest Prime review online. He's a desperate fucking social media person who's not very good at social media. That's who he is. That's who he is.
Guys, I have been so thirsty this morning. I've literally...
Guys, he thinks he's talking to kids. So how on earth is this popular? Because the people on TikTok that are children... I mean, are you really telling me that grown women with their own children think this is worth... I mean, are they that stupid? Have they been sat in front of Peppa Pig too long that they think this is worth watching?
I walked 6 miles to grab a drink and I've ended up getting a strawberry and banana prime. Now, I don't normally drink stuff like this, so we're going to crack it open... I'm going to taste it. I'm going to give you guys an honest taste review. Let's actually see what this stuff tastes like. There's been all sorts of things come out in the news recently. But what's actually in here? Let's have a look. Powdered coconut water. Sweeteners. Isoleucine, leucine, valine. So you've got your some BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. Carrot concentrate, blah, blah, blah. Do not try it if you're pregnant. Hopefully I'm right. Let's try this. Okay, it smells so fruity. It smells like pure sugar. It literally smells like pure sugar.
Sugar doesn't smell.
Hey, what's happening, people? If you're watching this...
People! Finally! We acknowledge that the audience may contain females and may not be exclusively men. This is 7 months ago.
Hey, what's happening, people? If you're watching this video right now, it's probably because you have seen me live streaming and you're wondering why the hell I'm living in a tent. So let me explain. For the last 2 years, I have been traveling all around the world and I have seen so many beautiful places. It's been absolutely crazy. I have been so fortunate and it has been an amazing experience. But guys, it's also been absolutely exhausting. It's been so tiring. And I've come to the point now where I need to take a little break.
How did you afford to go around the world?
And just focus on my mental health.
You need to focus on your mental health by living in a tent by the side of the road.
I love pushing myself outside.
I can hear the road.
My comfort zone. It's the only time that I feel like I'm really growing. And
is there a possibility that you have somewhere else to stay and then you're just pretending to live in a tent? That would be good.
because then I wouldn't worry for you so much. But if you're complaining about mental health struggles and you've decided to live in a tent by the side of the road 7 months ago, I don't think that you're the best person to be going out and searching for Jay Slater as a mountaineering expert on the fucking This Morning.
Wrestling in life. So I have decided for the next 5 months to live in a tent all throughout winter, every single day, every single night, facing the cold winter elements. And it's just really going to push me. It's going to really take me outside my comfort zone. I'm going to learn a lot about myself mentally. It's going to push me physically as well. And it's just a fantastic challenge. I'm really looking forward to it. We're already 4 weeks in. We have sat through 2 storms. The tent has been completely damaged. We've had leaks.
When he says we, who does he mean by we?
We've had ice inside the tent and the zips are completely broke. There have been so many crazy things. We've also heard that snow...
Or is he talking we as in I'm live streaming this whole thing all the time and, you know, we, the people that watch me on the live stream, you know?
Is on the way, so I'm really excited for that. There have been so many crazy things. We've also heard that snow is on the way, so I'm really excited for that. That is going to really push us. The only contact I have with the outside world, apart from live streaming every single day, is I'll be meeting with someone once a week to get a change of portable batteries, clothes, food.
So it feels like he's doing a sort of, you know, there's a guy that does this on the telly, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and he's done some quite interesting challenges. He's got a bald head and he goes out to the wild and, like, you know, he gets dropped off in Borneo or somewhere and walks his way home. He's quite a good guy. He's been in the SAS, so he knows what he's doing. This guy feels like he's watched that program and now he's camping out by the M40 and he, like, his mom keeps bringing in batteries and new underwear. Like, what is he doing? Like, this is not...
Water. We are going to start doing a little bit more survival stuff, and I'm going to be filming.
Like, in a way, you can give him credit because he's, like, on social media doing his thing, just going to do it and get it done. Like, you know, try and make a thing of it. It didn't work. Like, he hasn't got a lot of, you know, response from this, and also, like, it's on the border of cringe, isn't it? It's on the border of looking stupid. Like, he's not Ray Mears. He's a free spirit with no guidance. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I kind of, like, or stupid as well. Stupid's another word for it, isn't it? I just, maybe I'm tired now, my brain's going a bit, but, like, there's another guy who does stealth camping, and we were looking at him. I was thinking of going and filming a documentary thing with him. I still might do that. And I just think, like, I mean, me and him are not going to agree that stealth camping is the best thing in the world. He thinks it's great, and I'm like, I don't know. But that's why I'm filming the documentary. You tell me about it, you show me about it. But, like, this, though, is like he said he's got mental health. For his mental health, he's just going to sit in the fucking tent on his own in the woods, no contact with humanity. Like, that's not ideal. It's like a challenge, an endurance challenge, is it? But he's got his live stream. He's just desperate to be popular in a really weird way by abandoning society and living on the fringes. Like, in another way, people like this could be dangerous, you might say. Like, I'm hippie all the way, you know, free spirits, backpacking around the world. But, like, you know, if you were walking in the woods and this guy was out there in the woods, is this the Man in Black? Is this Nicola Bully's Man in Black? You don't know where he is. He's hiding in a tent. He's off, he's gone, he's away. Like, I'm glad he's such a nice guy, guys, because then you wouldn't worry if you accidentally stumbled across him on your dog walk, would you? Or whatever. Do you know what I mean? He's just like, this isn't normal behaviour.
So please make sure you're subscribed to...
Like, the difference between him and a tramp is that he's on this social media going, hey guys. But other than that, like...
the YouTube channel, because that's where all the long videos are going to be posted. This is completely different to all the other adventures we do. Normally we are in the forest or the mountains or by the lake, and now we are completely by ourselves in the forest for 5 months.
Well, you sound like you're near a main road because I can hear the traffic.
It is absolutely mad. You guys are going to love this one. Stay tuned.
And this is the like, he keeps going about the YouTube channel, so all of it was to push to the YouTube channel. This is it. It's not doing well.
Good morning. Today, unfortunately, guys, I'm not having the best start to the day at all. It's a little bit not great. Let me tell you why. Basically, last night I was quite hungry, so I made myself some noodles. I had 2 packets, cooked them all up, heated up the water.
2 packets of super noodles for dinner.
Unfortunately, guys, I'm not great. Let me tell you why. Basically, last night I was quite hungry, so I made myself some noodles.
Yeah, good shout, actually. Decked in North Face gear. Actually, good shout. This doesn't come cheap, does it? All the gear. That doesn't come cheap. Reminds me of Peter Folding again.
had 2 packets.
And this isn't a Ray Mears guy who knows the way of the world and, like, you know, how to go and forage for food and all that. This is just some guy in a fucking tent he's watched some documentaries on the telly and he thinks he's Ray Mears.
Cooked them all up, heated up the water, all nice and tasty.
I think he looks quite skinny there. It's just his beard.
Yeah, and then I'll clear it all up and I'll make it all nice when I have my morning coffee. So anyway, I've woken up, I've gone to have my blooming morning coffee. I've washed the pan up and all that sort of stuff. I've put some fresh water in. I've put that on a gas canister. I've gone to switch on the gas canister and I can't hear any gas. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, what's going on? And
I hear it now as well. Someone in chat earlier, one of you said that he was like mummy's and daddy's money posh. Like, I get accused of that because I speak well. And, like, you know, my dad's a roofer and, like, not keen on handing me money. Like, I've had to work hard to become what I like, you know, to get the things I want. I believe in hard working for things. I do feel there is a sense of, like, you know, he sounds quite posh, doesn't he? He sounds quite well off. He's got all his tents and all his gear. But he doesn't really seem to know much about anything really that much. And he doesn't really have anything to say. Like,
connections.
He's lucky because the locations he's going to are interesting, because he's not.
Letting all the gas come through, and no gas is coming out. And what's happened is last night, guys, I don't know. I don't know if I've, like, switched it off and then, like, or not switched it off properly, like just closed the gas off enough for the flame to come out, or if I've left the flame running. But
so could you have killed yourself with gas in your tent? Like, would that have been a mistake to make as a survival situation?
Never done that before in my entire life. Never, ever. So I don't think I've left.
And listen, there's nothing wrong with being, like, you know, well off and well meaning, or like a bit Tim Nice but dim or anything. But, like, just the whole presentation of him as this expert mountaineering, the whole desperation to be popular on YouTube, it's a bit cringy, isn't it? You know, going for clickbait videos about drinking Prime, it's very Luke. He hasn't done anything horrible and bad like Luke has, from what I've seen so far. But there's no reason to, like, think that this is going to be a success. Like, you can think he's a nice guy, and you can think that it's nice to be nice to nice people or whatever. But there's no content here. There's no actual media content worth of. I mean, we're watching it from this sort of, like, ironic perspective, but there's not really anything here, is there? Hence the really low view counts, because YouTube doesn't lie on that unless you pay for views.
Flame running. I don't really know what's happened. I don't know what. But I always say how important it is to disconnect the connector to the actual gas canister. And yeah, now I've ended up in a nasty situation like this. So no morning coffee today. I've just had some water. So
can't you just start a fire and make coffee? What do you mean no morning coffee? Well done, Ray Mears. That's a basic. Just make a fire.
The water I was going to use for the coffee. So I was even thinking about just having cold coffee, guys, but nah, I'm not doing that. So yeah, and without milk, like, that would just be rough. It'd be like cold espresso with sugar that hasn't.
You said espresso?
That would just be rough. It'd be like cold espresso.
Espresso. So there you go. Espresso.
So yeah, and without milk, like, that would just be rough. It'd be like cold espresso with sugar that hasn't dissolved properly. So anyway, that's my morning moan. Apart from that, everything's going okay. I've had a really bad back recently, and it's from sleeping on the hard floor.
Yeah. Why are you sleeping on the hard floor? Don't you have a roll of bed mat? Isn't that one of the bed? You've got all this other gear. You forgot to get the bed mat. Like, you're just living rough.
Too good. I've been able to move forwards, backwards and sideways, but when I twist, it hurts. However, it's not actually feeling too bad at the moment. Let me just try it. I don't want to, like, push my back out, but let's try it. Yeah, no, it's okay at the moment. No, there. Yeah, there it hurts. Okay. Spoke too soon. So yeah, I've just got to be careful. It's been like this for about 4 days now. 4 days. I mean, it does get better.
Anything negative really necessarily about what he's doing negative. I just don't think there's any reason to applaud him and laud him and if you're going to investigate his content and watch it, then you're going to end up just laughing at him because he's doing stupid things on the internet, looking stupid, and he doesn't, like, if he's out, like, the niche he's trying to carve is this, I suppose it's somewhere between traveller and outdoorsman, and yes, he's travelling, but he knows not really much about stuff, so he hasn't really got much to say, I guess, and, like, you know, he's no Ray Mears, is he? So which makes him look more like somebody rough sleeping.
Yeah, my plan for today is work out how I can get some more gas down here in the next 48 hours, because I can't go too long without gas. I do need my gas. I do like to heat things up and stuff, especially my pouchy foods. So
Your pouchy foods. Mommy, can you bring me some more gas for my pouchy foods? I mean, come on. How are you going to get that gas down there? Maybe one of your viewers on TikTok will help you. Like, or maybe you should just make a fire and do it. Like, what are you on about? I ran out of gas, job's off, trying to survive in the wild for 6 months on my own, but I've run out of gas, so I'm going to have to come home now. Like, what are you on about? Of all the TikTokers and all the YouTubers, this guy's fine and no one else is worth their shit. And this is just insane. Pouchy foods.
go say hello to everyone. And then yeah, that's the plan. And then yeah, just get ready for what's coming up in a few weeks' time, guys, which is going to be super exciting.
So you're waiting in your tent for weeks before something exciting happens. What are you doing from day to day if you're not collecting firewood and, you know, using your woodsman skills to, like, you know, a bit of nature food? And I shouldn't say killing animals because I'm not into that, but you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing if you're eating pouchy foods and using gas and just sitting in a tent? Like...
But yeah, anyway guys, I will catch up with you soon. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you head over and check me out on the other platforms as well. But big love,
all right,
guys.
now we're sending people away from YouTube to the other platforms because obviously YouTube has never worked for him and it doesn't work. So, like, some of these videos have got like 17 views. You know, this has never gone well. How long has he been doing it? A year ago. Climbing Trifan, getting busted climbing the church. It looks like he might have been a parkour. Like, maybe this is not... Hang on. Channel started 2020, but the last video is the oldest video is a year ago. So my guess is he's redesigned his channel and that maybe he used to be parkour or something like that, and then he's changed to be going on travels and living in a tent and cooking in the forest. Like... And it's gone from there. Living in a tent. Obviously, you take the tent somewhere else. But he's still travelling, wasn't he? He said about travels, but the video doesn't start with travels, really. I suppose it starts with Poland and Romania. No, this has got down from the rapids on it. It's got down the rapids on it, so he's watermarked it. So he was down the rapids the whole time. Why are you climbing on top of the church? It's parkour. It's parkour. Look at this. He's got someone done him an intro. And he's out there doing all these things. He's on top of a plane there. I used to know a girl who did wing walking. Jumped out of a plane. He has done a parachute jump. That's a wind walker though, a wing walker on top of that though. Very weird as well, the choice of music being like a sort of American, but then again, look at this choice. This is Final Cut Pro first, no, not Final Cut Pro, this is iMovie. First time using iMovie, using this what do you call it? Using this titling. That's
all right, Chuffer. Going on about titling, you boring Chuffer. I want to say thank you to Suzanne and thank you to, I always say Asia Save Horses, but it's Asia, isn't it? But thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you, Red Fan, for the gifted memberships. Thank you to Curious Cat for the gifted membership. There's another 20 minutes of me watching this nutter. I also want to share, like, at the end of the replay from Twitch, I'll be on live to talk a little bit more at the end of this stream as well. But I also wanted to make sure I shout out Blank Faces Live. I'll show you the channel at the end of the stream there in our chat. They did a stream yesterday called Expert, Paul Arnott Expert, Are You Not? The search for Jay Slater. And in that, you do see, basically, he goes up the top of the mountain and the police just tell him to fuck off. They say, I haven't got the right trousers on, son. Get and do one, and they won't let him on the search at all. Like, he didn't really get on the search for Jay Slater, and it's all evidence that Blank Faces does a really good job of looking at it. So we'll have a little look at that after this, and we'll have a little look at a few more of his videos. I want to just jump on and say thank you for the super chats. We'll go back to this nonsense. First time on iMovie, but this badly edited.
This badly edited, problematic
audio out of sync thing that I had to play from the editing software instead of uploading as a video. That's why you're watching it like this. Don't get confused. It's fine. It's confusing. I know. The pouchy foods. Pouchy foods.
Rapids or whatever thing. That also goes out of focus with the titling. So that stamping on the video has been made before, and then he's probably... This is an old video that he might have re-uploaded, maybe? This is pure parkour, isn't it? How on earth has Isla Tracour advocated for this guy on This Morning television? Jumping, don't jump on the flat roof, you idiot. And you say about, you know, mountain climbers and the basics, right? Look at this. These coping stones, right? See these coping stones that he's about to jump on here? What if one of them's loose? What if that's loose? What's going to happen is it's going to come off and he's going to go backwards and it's going to be heavy and come off with him. Well, you've got no guarantees unless you check it first. Jumping on it like that. Jumping on another flat roof. This one is rubber bonded. It probably can take him jumping on it, but it's like, it's not ideal to jump on flat roofs as a standard. Like, you just want to walk carefully. Not that rubber bonded is better, it's just that it looks like it's been done recently, so it'll have plyboard underneath that won't be rotten, hopefully. Like, do you know why you shouldn't walk around on church roofs as well? They see all this lead, people go and rob it. Like, you look like a fucking scally. But yeah, parkour is really popular, people enjoy doing it. Like, there's a combination of looking like a weird scally, but also looking like a really easily influenced child that watched TikTok. This is that Luke thing as well, of like amping up the, like, oh wow, look at this, wow, I've seen it on TikTok, wow, this will go viral. Not really wearing the adequate footwear for this as well. It looks wet, it looks like greasy. Like, this could be a mistake to do this. Obviously he's going to survive, but... Back there straight away. Going back again 3 times here now. What is this? Is this someone's property? Please don't do that here. Say members of the church. Okay. As he then does exactly what they ask him not to and jumps back on their church. Potentially damaging the expensive roof, I don't know. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jumped on the roof again, like, it's naivety. Like, I think he just assumes that this is like, because it's like big and wide and flat, that it's great to jump up and down and it'll be fine, but it's not. Oh, there we go. We're out the back of the supermarket with the bins. He's run off, look, way. Subscribe. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I wouldn't have considered doing that. I wasn't of the same generation, though, but I probably wouldn't have considered doing it. And he's off to find Jay Slater.
So I'm currently on the bus, and I've just got a bus ticket. I think I have to catch about 2 or 3 different buses. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. It's going to be a very long night, that's for sure. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get out of the mountains very, very soon. Now, I keep seeing loads of videos which I believe are from family or relatives of the missing lad, and they're saying they want as much exposure as possible, guys. So what I've done...
It reminds me of Jason Dean Rothwell in a way, or he seems quite simple is the right word for this, isn't it? Like, seems a little bit daft, but maybe that's a naivety to assume that people are just like, oh, lovely, all right, guys, because he's doing social media and he's presenting himself on there, so maybe he's not always in this great mood, I don't know.
Obviously, throughout the years, all the things that I've been doing on social media and outside of social media, I've managed to get quite a lot of really good contacts. And I've got some really good friends who work for the BBC. They write all the big stories.
What?
I've got connections with all of the BBC radio stations. So,
right.
My friend is back in work this weekend, I believe. So she's going to spread the word and also hopefully get on some radio stations, spread as much awareness. They can blast the story as much as possible, guys. But very...
What? This was 7 days ago, yeah? So he thinks that he, with his 400 views on YouTube, guys, is going to contact the BBC and get them to work on the Jay Slater case. I'm pretty sure that the BBC were working on the Jay, like talking about and... No, there's 2 problems here. One is that he thinks he's going to influence the mainstream BBC to go and spread the word about Jay Slater, which is an insanity. And then 2, the idea that probably is more likely true, he's got a friend on the inside in the media somewhere, which makes us even more sus of him. It's like the Bigger Payment Homes factor again, isn't it? Like, it's like a BBC version of it. It's like he almost described being Savile's fucking, like, runner, or Schofield's runner. What's going on? The sun's coming up now. I do need to stop this nonsense, but what is going on? What's going on? What are you on? Like, there's so many rabbit holes that I've opened up tonight.
Very interesting what's going on. Just need
what's going on?
Stay as updated as possible.
And also, this makes me question my sanity, because I know that other people have talked about this guy, or at least featured him on their shows, and, you know, talking about Jay Slater, and like, here's this guy, he's looked for Jay Slater. I was aware of him because of that, to the point where he was on fucking This Morning. Yeah, and I don't watch a lot of This Morning. I'm mainly watching YouTube, aren't I? But like, fuck me, like, has no one done any of their due diligence? Has no one just even looked at his social media? Like, fuck me.
This is
guys,
going to be a very
North Face jacket again. Yeah, it's well, I do wonder, you know, I do wonder. I assume this guy to be this sort of fey, like, wistful character, and that if I met him for real, he's not suddenly going to be streetwise and tough. But like, North Face is not only the expensive clothing of the mountaineer, but also it's the inner city terraces, like, you know, the costume of the young thug as well, isn't it? But deep dive.
Long journey. This is the start of it, guys. Leaving the mountains after
study group.
Long. Here we go. Back to the Canary Islands. It's been a little while.
Back to the Canary Islands. And again, like, out of nowhere, just there's the ticket to Tenerife. Then, yeah.
So I'm at the airport, guys, and I can't.
Like, he hasn't been working. He's been living in a tent. What?
Actually, get a flight till tomorrow, so it's going to be a.
And he's. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore. Like, are you telling me that a grown adult would go to the airport with no ticket and then try and get a ticket and hope that there's a plane going today? They wouldn't just go on the internet on Skyscanner on their phone and just look at their flights and just book a flight. I suppose you could just roll up your tent, nomad lifestyle, turn up at the airport. How has he got all this social media kit and battery and, like, I don't know, I just feel like there's something not right here. Like, and his decision to go to the airport with no ticket, not even to procure a ticket in advance and then turn up on time for his flight, that's not normal.
Very, very long night for me. I am going to try have a little sleep in the airport.
I think he's an idiot.
Obviously, there's no...
Like, I've worked this... Sometimes you have to accept people are not that... all that, are they? And, like, you know, if, for example... Okay, for example, you work as a group and this guy's part of your work team and he's supposed to book the tickets and you get to the airport and he's like, oh, okay, there's no tickets till tomorrow, everyone. And you're like, what? Didn't you book them in advance? Like, you'd have to just sort of write it off in your brain and go, okay, he's a fucking idiot, but we've got to stay somewhere tonight. Let's get on with it. And you'd move on. But you wouldn't trust him with booking the tickets again, would you? Or anything of any importance. Like, you'd register in your mind, like, this guy's not quite getting it. Like, you know, it's not horrible. It's not like he's a nasty person, but, like, just take him off the fucking important jobs and put him on the fucking, you know, if you work in McDonald's, he's on the fries. I suppose fries are quite important, but you know what I mean? Like, don't let him make another Big Mac. Like, it's just, what an idiot. No ropes, nothing. He doesn't have ropes. He doesn't have any mountaineering gear. He's not a mountaineering expert. He sleeps in a tent by the side of the road. He's been up Ben Nevis with no gear. He's not anything. He's just a boy that lives in a tent.
I'm going to be sleeping on the floor. I've got my bag as a pillow. I've got a couple of bits of clothing in there, which will hopefully be all right. But that's the plan for tonight. I'm going to be out in Tenerife tomorrow. As soon as I land, I am going to call Mountain Rescue.
At best, he's a liability.
I'm also in contact with the family of Jay Slater.
But like Luke, he seems to have this weird, like, multiple contacts thing going on behind the scenes, doesn't he? Despite spending his time living in a tent, he's got loads of contacts with all these people. So maybe it's a feature of social media. You know, maybe he's on his phone a lot more, and it doesn't matter that he's sitting in a tent, because I'm sitting in a house. It's the same thing. I'm on my phone. You know, like, maybe he's on his phone a lot, and he's, like, got all these contacts. There is the weird, like, I think he seems too young, naive and stupid to be considered to be like an agent or, you know, anything like that. But, like, there is this weird, like, undercurrent of, like, fake people on social media who look like just nice guys, but actually they've got an agenda and someone's paying them to do weird shit, and they set up their YouTube channels in advance and then they go in and do weird shit. That's what they said about Curtis Media. Like, maybe this is a Curtis Media, just, like, you know, sleeper, but a really fucking weird choice, because what a fucking weirdo. But so I'm not thinking that. I'm not suggesting, you know, I'm saying maybe, but I don't think so. I just think he's just fucking, you know, another, like, I think YouTube, social media, you know, the ability for anyone to just get online and do shit just turns up nutters. I think he belongs on Nutter Watch. In fact, he's on Nutter Watch. He is now on Nutter Watch. Everything he does from me is now Nutter Watch. I'm watching him as a Nutter Watch. And I don't know why people would take, like, when you watch this, you don't get the same first impression as me. Like, I'm assuming other people have watched him and got their own first impression, and it's not this. Well, it's not my first impression. I had to do some investigation into looking at him and what his character was like through his content. And having seen it, I have no confidence in him.
Fingers crossed. As soon as we get there, we'll be able to get things moving, guys. But absolute nightmare. I'm so tired. I've got a banging headache. I've just had a little bit of food. I haven't eaten all day.
You know, when he was out there in those pictures, he was there with some people that look like young people friends, but he's got no young people friends around him in any of this. He does everything solo, so it is weird.
And the buses have just been an absolute nightmare. However, I'm glad we're finally here. We're finally here now. Now, one of the main issues I think I'm going to have, guys, I already know I'm going to have, is the fact that obviously I'm in the Scottish Highlands. I've been in the mountains, guys. So all I've got is my winter mountain technical gear, and that's what I'm going to have to head out to.
Technical gear? You've got a tent?
Tenerife in. Now, I've tried to...
You don't have to head out to Tenerife with that. You could get whatever you need if you had the money or the means. Like, so you're telling me you don't even have the means to buy the correct gear?
Leave as much as I can with my friend, and when I get to Tenerife, I'll try buy some shorts, some socks, and sort out all the clothes.
All right, so you can afford it, you just haven't decided to buy it.
While I get over there, but let's just get...
I do agree with that principle, to be honest. I don't think you need to have everything in your bag, especially if you want to travel light.
There first, and then we can sort...
But he's naive, because he doesn't need shorts, does he? Because it turns out you cut your legs on the cactuses. The real search teams were wearing heavy-duty trousers so they could search in the cactuses. Shorts would be a mistake, so he doesn't know what he's doing.
Same with accommodation. I know a few people have been inboxing me about different hostels.
But it doesn't matter, because he's happy to sleep on the fucking floor of the airport, so it's shit difference to him.
Can stay in. I will book that when I'm actually in Tenerife, when I know what part of the island.
It feels like obviously he's getting a lot more traction on TikTok now. This is probably a cut from TikTok, isn't it? This portrait thing. So maybe his YouTube channel doesn't matter, but like the the fucking world we're in now, where people could like encourage and entertain this to the point where it's been on this morning television.
If we're searching, because there's no point me booking a hostel down south if we're searching in the north. So all that sort of stuff I'm going to leave till tomorrow. Anyway, guys,
He doesn't even know what he's doing.
I'm going to try find somewhere just to get like an hour of sleep or a couple of hours.
There is a fair enough. You can go around the world just with no plans and just like, seat of your pants. That's not the worst thing in the world. Naivety, youth, whatever. But what on earth are they doing putting him on this morning? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. From London, video creator.
It's been a long day today, guys. I've just got back to mine. I'm going to have a quick bit of lunch and a drink, and then I'm going to head back out for the last few hours of sun.
When he says back to mine, it doesn't look like he's staying in a horrible hostel there now, does it? Or I don't know.
I just want to show you what I've been doing today, guys. So far, I have searched all of the area, guys, all round here. This kind of section round here, you can't really see it too well.
It just totally looked like he's just turned up there and isn't liaising with anyone and doesn't have the full like understanding of what's happened and who's searched where or anything. It's just a randomer wandering around. And like I said about the agent thing, yeah, I know it okay, like really late now and I'm saying stupid things, but like if you want to have someone in there as a rogue agent just on the like, is it that good? Like, I think he falls. If anything, he firmly falls into the category of bad TikTokers who are just, on the grift and doing this and that. Like, why on earth, like, is Isla Career singled him out and saying he's really good, he's a mountaineer, when, like, and there aren't any other TikTokers out there doing loads of stuff. Like, it's just a contrivance.
But what has happened, guys? What has happened? The Tenerife police actually put a statement out earlier just confirming that they wanted as much help as possible. Now, I'm not going to talk about how the searchers have actually been out here, guys, and all that.
Because you don't know. You haven't been there doing them. You turned up a bit late yourself, didn't you?
That sort of stuff. But I knew they wanted help. They told me I've been working alongside them on certain days. I've been in all their cars.
I've been alongside them. I've been in their cars.
I've been chatting with the person who's actually been running the whole thing. And yeah, we do need some help, guys. So
we need help. Like, you can go into, like, the police are over there, let's go and talk to them. Oh, can I sit in your car? Like, that doesn't mean that you're in with them. And like the way he then suddenly turned it from, I've been talking to them, so we need your help. Like, he uses this framing language to like make himself seem more in and important, but it seems like he's still on his own. Having gone to talk to the police, they haven't invited him in to join with them, or maybe they have and he's decided not to, but like, seems a bit weird.
Anybody does want to come out, please just come out if you're competent in the mountain. If you have hiking experience or anything like that, guys, because there's certain...
This is a terrible thing to say. Like, number one, nobody is out there in Tenerife. And if they're thinking of getting on a plane and going and doing this, that's a real stupid thing to tell them to do. Who are you talking to? People in Tenerife? Come out and help? Like, there will be people out to help and do this. The police are organising it. You advising people to just come out and wander around in the mountains is a really irresponsible thing to do. You'll get people killed, you idiot.
Sections where the police will be able to direct you and mountain rescue will be able to direct you as well.
All right, if you want to join the police effort and if you're basically suggesting to filter into what they're doing, then great, yeah. But like the way you said it then, oh my God.
Well, it's going to be really, really interesting to see who actually shows up tomorrow. It's going to be really, really interesting. So if you are...
It's going to be interesting to see who shows up. Why?
Are interested, by the way, guys, where we are...
Oh, you mean watch my live stream?
What you do is you come into Masca, and we're going to be meeting at 9 o'clock. Now, I'm going to be up there about half...
He's just hijacking and piggybacking on the actual real search effort to try and get YouTube views. Like, to do that and to cover these things, but you're not the search and rescue team. The search and rescue team are the search and rescue team, and you're a liability, a volunteer and a liability. The best climbing gear you've got is a North Face gilet. What a strange night again. What a strange night. But I will have a lot of fun watching his Down the Rapids videos. Like, he's my new Luke now, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Look, I'm back. It's me. All right, bang. That was, I'll tell you what, that was an ordeal for... I've done a lot of editing today to try and get that working. And it was an ordeal to get it working, so we did it as a live stream like that. Thank you very much. I'm going to continue saying things. I'm going to stay here and say some more things, so give me a second just to get my screens in order. I'm looking for one that says Facebook on it, isn't there? Alright, well I'll do that one then, and we'll move the screens into that. I'll do that one, I'll move the screens into that. Okay, mainframe, no. What? Mainframe. Come on, mainframe. I want to change the Firefox. That's the chat. That's that. Okay, boom. So, there is more, obviously, isn't there? Because I've just taken that story from a bit of his history up to the point where he gets off the bus in Tenerife and stuff. Blank Faces Live did a very good stream last night. It's called, there it is, look. I'll pop the link copy into the chat now, so that if you're watching this, you can find that. You can find it by typing in @blankfaces256 into YouTube in the search engine. This stream goes through his search efforts, and I just want to, you know, I'd rather you watch that stream. Like, that was it his Facebook Reels, Blank Faces, or was it his TikToks? Because I'm not so good on the Reels, the TikToks, the Instagrams, and all that. Maybe it was Instagram Reels, but I like YouTube videos because they're landscape. Kelly Blank Faces went through the Reels, and overview here, just like, you know, overview. The wedgie thumbnail does look beautiful. The overview, just low down from the high ground here quickly, because, you know, go and watch that basically. In my opinion, and it seems pretty clear, he went up the mountain, he approached the police. The police said, "Hey mate, who the fuck are you? You are not wearing the right gear. You can't come up and wander around on this mountain in these dangerous places with no proper clothing. Sorry, you've got to go." And he remonstrated with them. Now, I'm not going to find the video so quick on all of his different platforms, so it's there on that, you'll see it. He remonstrated with them and said, "Hey, but, you know," and he showed them, he said he showed them his channel. Now, my opinion is, if he sat in two police cars, that's come and sit in the police car now while we get your details and find out what's going on with you. Right? He sat in the car, they've given him his details, they've used their computer, like police people do, to check out his record, yeah? And he said he's showing them his videos, hasn't he? Now, police generally, in my experience, when they're asking for your details and credentials, don't tend to watch your YouTube videos. Like, if I get my phone out and I'm like, well, this is quite a serious situation, the search for Jay Slater. Some people think there might have been a crime, all sorts. Like, you know, it's a dangerous location and all that. Whatever the situation is, maybe the Spanish police are different, but in my experience, they don't tend to want to watch your YouTube videos, do they? What they tend to want to do, let's get your chat up on the screen as well. What they tend to want to do is, like, run your sheet. Is that what they call it? Like, run your sheet. Would you say that? Like, how would you call it? Run your sheet. Your sheets, your shit. You know, they run your details, don't they? They run your details. Where are you? Interpol search. Yeah, they'll do something like that, won't they? Like, they'll run the details. And if anything bad comes up, then you're not doing anything on that search, I'll tell you that. So I wonder if anything bad came up. That's not slander or anything. I'm just like, I wonder what came up. Because, and it might have been his clothing. It might have been the fact they did look at his videos and thought, you're a fucking clown, as we all have. And then the second car, 2 cars he'd been in, the second car would be, you stay in this car right now and do not leave the car. No, you're not under arrest, but do not leave the car. And then the other car would arrive and they'd say, get in that car, and they're going to drive you down the mountain. And that's exactly what they did, because his next video was, hi guys, guys. Hi guys, I'm down the bottom in a ravine where I can't fall down the mountain. It's much safer. There's not much chance Jay was down here. On all their big searches going on elsewhere, but I've got time and space now to make about 50 TikToks. So I'm going to do 50 TikToks, and that seemed to be the feel. And he did like 3 days, whatever, of searching. It's there, but you know, Blank Faces Live, the stream from last night, 20 hours ago. Get on that. The searches he did didn't seem as important, thorough. You know, it's interesting viewing. And every time he bumped up against the search teams, they were like, who the fuck are you? Get off this mountain. We've told you before. Even to the point where he met up with everyone for the big meeting on the big Saturday search, and he just bounced around like a little pinball, like he had no one to talk. Oh, no one really wants me. He thought he was in with Sky News. They gave him a load of lifts during the process. It's all in that video. The Sky News gave him a lot of lifts, and which is weird. Almost as if Sky News were happy to like throw him into a situation and think, well, whatever happens here, we've thrown a little Catherine wheel into the mix with a phone, so we get footage, we can film him, I can interview him. Like, it's good for Isla to have someone to talk to on the news, isn't it? Because otherwise she'd have to try and interview someone Spanish, and she doesn't talk Spanish. Because when she interviewed the lady from the and I've done a review of Isla's footage on Twitch, but that's already lost in the edit as well, because it's a nightmare to edit off the 18-hour stream. But we can look at that. Like, Isla Tracure interviewed the Spanish lady who owns the Airbnb, who was the witness. She didn't put them on camera saying anything, because she can't understand the Spanish, so she just sort of said, and just said, there was the woman, apparently this is what she said. Like, very, very bad journalism. And to the point where she's put this guy up there as if he's an expert. He's no expert. He's no expert. It's bizarre. So yeah, I want to shout out Blank Faces Live, because the coverage I've just given you is the YouTube sort of backstory of like what I've seen on socials, very briefly, as my first impressions, due diligence, looking back into it. And then the other, like, I would say half of that, like, is what he's done in Tenerife on the search up till now, and that's captured there. So I think rather than cover it all again myself separately, like, it's there. I was in the chat, I really enjoyed it, so go and watch that one. And we will continue to keep up to date with what where is he? Let's get him down the rapids. I mean, we can watch a couple more of his YouTubes here. As somebody in chat has said, and I have said, it's echoes of Luke, isn't it? So this belongs on Nutter Watch. It doesn't belong on Battery Sorry, on Super Chuffer for me. I don't think I should take him seriously to put him on Super Chuffer. Like, I don't think anyone should take. I can't, like, if I don't think he's serious and, like, you know, legit enough, serious enough. Although I have covered the flat earthers in quite a comedic way on Super Chuffer, but I move all that stuff to Battery Exhausted now, all the nutters, you know. If I think he's such a nutter that he doesn't belong on Super Chuffer, how have they put him on fucking This Morning? What does no one do? Oh, we've got to do a guys. Yeah, listen, I tell you, it's out there for anyone to do this as well, if you've got the time and patience. It's just cut the times he says the word guys into a long video, super cut that. I don't know if I've got the patience for it. I don't want to hear it. But just supercut that. Just get every moment where he goes, hey guys, 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 and just do that into a long video. That's YouTube gold. You know, he's a bone, isn't he? Like, this is what I can't get my head around. This is what I can't get my head around. Is how of This Morning not. And Ryu Street Fighter was in chat saying some interesting stuff. You know, is it that Mark Williams Thomas and Isla, because they went out and don't work in tandem necessarily, but seem to go out and work, like, you know, both of them point away from the family. Mark Williams Thomas says it's these guys that have murdered him. Like, you really need to investigate them, and don't let the family talk in public again. Keep them out of it. Keep them out of it. Isla comes on and says, we've got one member of the family now who we're going to present in a contrived media interview, which is exactly what I said would happen, and that's going to point to he fell down a hill. So all options are still on the table, except his family are bad, or he is bad, or anything like that. Like, you know, like the undercurrent on social media is this drugs gang stuff, and I'm not pinning my flag to that mast. I'm not doing that. But it's interesting to me that these people have come in and they won't entertain or, like, you know, discuss that. There's something else I really want to discuss, but it's not for this episode. But the portrayal of Jay Slater as a bad person, but that's not for this episode. But there's definitely like an undercurrent, a social media current, and a current button, and I don't know what. Like, this one is a mad one, isn't it? Like, more than ever. It's not with, like, and also I'm sticking this on, you know, I'm tacking this on the end because I'm just talking now, but I'd like everyone to just, you know, remind themselves of this. I think it was very similar to what happened with Nicola Bully, but because it's Jay Slater, like one of the in-betweeners out in Tenerife, it becomes a big meme show, and we can all have a laugh. Yeah, cactuses in chat, one cactus equals one prayer for Jay. Like, you know, I hear if you shout this in the bushes, he's, you know, and all that business. Yeah, right. So it's a big meme joke, but But with Nicola Bulley, there was none of that because it was all sympathy and hearts and poor woman and her children and like. But essentially, similar sort of stories, similar sort of characters doing similar sort of things. Very strange, isn't it? Very strange. Very strange. Yeah, where's that big armchair dickhead? Where's the armchair nonce? Why isn't he covering this? This is right up his street. Right up his street. Maybe Jay's just a bit too old. You know, if maybe if it had been baby Jay, he'd been into it.
So, guys, if you've been watching me on my...
Oh, so guys, no, not guys, please. Don't do it to me. He needs a tattoo of "so guys, hey guys," doesn't he?
So, guys, if you've been watching me on my other social media platform...
I've not really until now, but like this annoys me as well. Is like I get it that you've got different platforms. I get it that people experiment in it. Obviously, I'm a YouTuber. I don't mess with TikTok. Can't be arsed with it. But like, I feel a bit confused by the idea that where should I be watching him and where's his content? I believe it'll end up being TikTok, won't it? And now I'm going to have to open up a browser and open up TikTok. I'm not doing that tonight. But he seems confused about it as well. Like, if you've been watching the other platform, I'm not. I'm watching you here on YouTube. So shut up about TikTok and tell me what the fuck it is you want to say.
You all know that I have officially changed my name. I've rebranded to the Snack King, and here's
What? You've rebranded to the Snack King. Where is he?
why. Let me show you what snacks I've got with me tonight.
Snacks? Tonight? Are you going up the fucking petrol station and buying a load of food and sitting in the woods and eating it in a tent? Is that what you're doing as a survivalist? This is not how it works. Like, this is the worst kind of... Like, what is he doing? What are you on? What are you on? Like, this is why this guy for me is my new nut to watch guy, isn't he? Like, what are you on? What are you on? These are good snacks though, but like, what are you on? Wait, I need to get that from Twitch thing taken off the window as well now. That can go. What are you on? What is he on? He's on sherbet bonbons, lemon bonbons. What are you on? Now, guys. No, that was you. I need you, guys. That's you, guys. I want the thing that says coming up. That's gone. Okay. What are you on? What are you on?
Definitely think I deserved a title. Let's have a little look at what we've got.
And he talks, listen, he talks like a toddler. I definitely think I deserve the title. Like, what? Honestly, listen to him saying that. Doesn't he talk like a toddler or something?
Snacks I've got with me tonight. I definitely think I deserved a title. Let's have
the title. He doesn't say the title, he says the title. I definitely think I deserve the title. Like, does he think he's talking to children? Is he talking to children? Does he talk like a child? What is that about?
And here's why. Let me show you what snacks I've got with me tonight. I definitely think I deserved a title. Let's have a little look.
The title, he says that, doesn't he? There's no way he doesn't say that.
I've got with
I mean, I mess about childish like sometimes, don't I? Streamis, you know, bummis. I don't say bummis a lot, I say it to my dog. You little bummis. You know, I mess about, but like, I'm not in the woods pretending to be Ray Mears going, oh, I've got the title for the Snack King. Look at me snacks, look at all my best sweets. Have you got the best sweets that you've ever got? What's your favourite sweets? I've got pot noodles. If you want to find me in the woods, don't tell your mum. Just sneak out the back window. Like, what are you doing?
Tonight. I definitely think I deserved a title. Let's have a
the
little
title.
Look at what we've got.
King Pot. He's got the King Pot.
Unsalted peanuts, because I don't like the salty ones.
I don't like the salty ones. Can't eat the salty ones. Pick them out.
Great source of protein, fibre and fats.
Shouldn't you be going around the fucking woods finding like pine cones and getting the nuts out of them and eating them? Or some shit. What are you doing all day? Did you spend 4 hours to walk up to the fucking petrol station? If so, why don't you just camp next to the petrol station?
Which is exactly what we want. I'm after the fats from these.
You're after the fats.
You know me, guys, I eat about 4 of these a day. We got plenty.
Really? That doesn't seem healthy.
Plenty of grenade bars with us as well. Cheeky little selection of Kellogg's cereal.
This is just a waste of money, isn't it?
Bars as well, guys.
Like, the thing that makes me eggy about this is they're for kids in the petrol station, and they're actually probably quite expensive. And if you're in a survival situation and stuff, you don't want to be buying shit like that. It's just a waste of your money. Oh, protein boost or whatever. It's not. It's a Frosties bar. It's quite small. It's quite expensive. Where is, like, why hasn't he bought like 2 loaves of bread and a jar of peanut butter. A big jar of peanut butter. That's my protein. It's got fats. I'll be using that while it goes in my bag, and that's all this thing I need. Like instead, I've bought a big bag of peanuts. I've got some marshmallows. I've got my favourite Frosties. We're going to put Jaws on the projector on the side of the tent. Like, what are we doing?
Tasty, tasty, tasty.
Yeah, zero nutrition. This is like the most childish thing I've seen him do thus far, and it pisses me off. Like we did do a best ever chocolate, and we will do a crisps tier list, but I don't know. I just feel like there's a tone difference. Do you not see what I'm saying? Do you feel like it is? I don't know. I don't like this.
I love these bad boys. I think I get this from my grandma.
I think you literally did get that from your grandma. Maybe she'd come down the woods and gave them you.
But it's absolutely fantastic. Every time when I was younger, we'd go on walks and stuff. She'd always have a pocket full of sweeties, and it stayed with me. Also, you really need these for sugar when you're hiking, so fantastic.
You really need these for sugar when you're hiking, so top. That's what I learned off Bear Grylls.
Some little Nutri-Grain bars.
I hope all of this rubbish goes home with you out of the woods.
Some little Marvel bars, because I want to be a
Spider-Man bars.
superhero when I grow up. Pot noodle.
You are grown up.
Pot noodle. Pot noodle. Not only that, guys, we're actually surrounded by pine trees as well, so...
Like, that's the worst haul for survival in the woods I've ever seen. That's a haul for sitting at home on a Friday night and playing Call of Duty. Like, when you're 11. That's a Fortnite haul. That's what that is. That's a Fortnite haul.
Hopefully, we can maybe get some pine needles and make some pine needle tea. That'd be a really cool
I mean, you say
shape.
big kid, right? And maybe it's just fine to be like, I mess about. I'm same boat. I play computer games, but I don't know if I'm the same boat as this. I feel like I'm not, to be honest. And like, I don't try and attract children to my streams. Like, I guess when I very first started streaming on Twitch, I thought computer games, there'll be younger people watching, so be aware of that. But actually, my audience is people that are not younger. Like, the younger people watch the younger stuff that's going on the internet, the Fortniters or whatever. And I don't pander to that audience, really. I mess about, and when I'm childish, like, it's us being childish is like a bit more, do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we even reflect on our childhoods, and that wouldn't resonate with younger people either, because they didn't live the same childhoods. Like, this guy seems to be it's like he's gone to the garage and bought all the sweets the kids would like. And if you were going walking in the woods with your kids and the dog and whatever, and there was a man in a tent with a big bag of all the best sweeties, like, what are you going to think of him? It's just like, what? And I tell you what, also, I mean, maybe I'm slightly older than he is, but the Marvel chocolate, the Frosties bars, it's a bit facile, isn't it? Like, and especially if you're out in the fucking woods. Would you not have got, how are you not thinking about this other aspect? Like, okay, a Kendall mint cake and a peanut butter, they're my survival nutrients in case it all goes wrong. I've also got myself, a big bag of spinach, or this or that, or anything that was just I understand dried food, you keep it, powdered stuff and all. He's got none things like that. This is the Snack King. It's all snacks. I've got a multi-pack of Skips. Like, what are you doing? What are you on?
So yeah, tasty, very healthy. Have a little look at the setup as well.
Yeah, the problem to me is, like I said, just reflecting on that, is that I think he's trying to appeal to children on the internet with that. Because any right-minded person when you're making media is thinking to the audience, aren't they? I'm talking about this audience aspect, right? And who do you think is going to be into the fucking Marvel chocolate bars? I don't know.
I'm going to get a fire going.
He is. He's not going to. You're going to get a fire going. I thought you cooked everything on gas with your pouchy food.
Yeah, we'll get that sorted. Tent all done, and the nice kind of lake down the bottom. You can't really see it from here
because you're wobbling the camera around.
Yeah. Stunning. We love it. Not only
Who's we?
Is there pine needles.
Not only are there pine needles,
cones themselves, and they have a fantastic oil on them, so we can use that to start fires.
You're not going to use it to start a fire. You're obviously going to use a lighter and a fire lighter.
Let's go. Okay, slight change of plan. Pine cones are actually great, guys. When they're dry, they're super flammable. But
immediate change of plan. I'm not doing that. I'm going to use a lighter.
These pine cones are pretty wet. And we're going to have a little search out the area. Maybe...
in chat, you tell me, right, if the pouchy food... If in chat, you tell me, right, what do you think is a good thing to take on a hike? You've got £10 to spend in the one stop. What's the best survival? What are you taking? Cup of soup, maybe? Tell me in chat what you think is best, because maybe I'm wrong. I do want to put a, you know, I do want to look. There's a bit of a balance here. Like maybe some of those high sugar, like dense sugar foods are good. Like maybe I'm wrong. Like birch bark. Well, you're eating birch bark. I think you mean for a fire. Oh, you're talking about fires there, yeah. What's the best food? He's not allowed matches. He had a camping fire and he couldn't warm up water without a campfire, a gas fire. So like, where's all the videos about, like, you know, this is what I mean. Ultimately, I think most of us who have watched all of Ray Mears when we were growing up, and shouts out Ray Mears, yeah. Big up Eamon Holmes. Like, no, Ray Mears is all right, and the other one, I like Ray Mears, and the other one, except there's the animal aspect of it. I think I don't know if Ray Mears traps animals, but there's the other one that's a bit more Bear Grylls. He'll like bite the head off a lizard and just eat it, won't he? You know, he'll get inside a camel and drink his own piss. So, but if you've watched that, like, where's the video of you doing any of that? It looks like this is a really nice pine forest. You do have to have permission to camp in places in the UK, don't you? In general, maybe this is like just, you know, stealth camping or whatever, but like he's out there in the forest and he's got a big bag of crisps. Like, is he not bored? Part of the thing that fills your time when you're out there is all the survivally things that you do, filming it for your YouTube or whatever. Maybe he just doesn't put it on YouTube, maybe it all goes on TikTok. No, he doesn't do it, does he?
Saw out, cut up some wood. That might be a little bit easier.
He's going to get a saw out and cut up some wood.
But yeah, check in with you guys.
What are you talking about? You're going to cut up some wood to start the fire? Instead of using pine cones. Like, do you not know? There's so much wrong with that, isn't there? There's so much wrong with that. Instead of using pine cones to start my fire, I'm going to cut up some wood with a saw, probably. Or maybe not do any of that, and just, maybe he doesn't do any of that. That was the Snack King. I want to know what's the next video after that. Snack King. I got attacked. Emergency shelter. People are awesome. I want to see your fire.
So I've only got one complaint about Scotland, guys, and I reckon even the Scottish are going to agree with me and complain, guys.
I'm going to complain, right, that your video is called I got attacked, ! Sad face Scotland, and it makes it seem really dramatic. But my guess is that it's not that dramatic, and it's going to turn out to be not that dramatic, and is it going to be clickbait? Are we going clickbait?
About the same issue, but if you don't know what it is, guys, it's the blooming midgets. Now, I've been here for 3 weeks in Scotland. I had pretty much 3 weeks on Ben Nevis and around Ben Nevis, and now I've come here.
It's interesting because Isla Jacquard is from Scotland, isn't she? She refers to her Scottish history and all that.
I'm in a place called Glencoe.
This is true as well, isn't it? Everything's going back. Like, he's not making many. Like, all the photos look nice, and of course I critique. Like, but the photos look nice. But he does open up most videos with, all right, the snack thing he was happy with, but there's a lot of it. Hey guys, okay, this is what's problematic. This is difficult. This is an ordeal. I'm not having a great time with this. And really, it's none of it is like he's in the lap of luxury camping wise. Like, if you've got a problem with insects, then you haven't brought the right insect repellent, or you don't know the local, which oil from which pine resin is good to rub around your ankle or whatever. You just, like, what are you even complaining about?
Glencoe's quite a big area, and
Glencoe's quite big.
I'm up. I'm kind of like up this hill area. There's a lake down there.
And he never describes exactly. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to dox himself, but he never gives accurate, like, all the stuff that. And shout out again, Blank Faces Live. You know, there's a real. Like, I suppose at one point I will look at some of his search videos. Like, I want to give you all a chance to have a good look at that on Blank Faces Live. But there's another point I'd like to bring out of those search videos that is a real critical point that echoes all around the footage of him on the search. The search is that he doesn't film any of the search. He says, I've had a conversation with a police person. The police person said this. He doesn't film it. He says he'd go for a cheeseburger. He don't fucking film it. He's a TikToker who doesn't film any of the things that he does that are interesting. Instead, he waits till about 20 minutes after and then gets his phone and says, yeah, this just happened. And like, so you've got to take it on trust that everything he says happened, and the way he said it and everything. And like, you know, maybe it didn't happen the way he says it. You know, maybe it happens a bit different. But no, yeah, it definitely happened because he said it. Oh, guys, I just saw this amazing thing, and then, yeah, honest. We call that pics or it didn't happen, right? Back in the day on 4chan, people would say all sorts of shit. And they'd say all sorts of shit. And you'd just be like, pics or it didn't happen. And that just means show me a picture of it happening, because I don't believe you, because this is the internet. And that's just a basic way that most people like. And also, if you're doing TikTok, then of course you want the pics because that's your video. Like, if you have an argument with the police, Curtis Media would have got his phone out, wouldn't he? This guy's not doing that. He's not even an argument. He's just having a chat to them. He's just walking up to them and talking about the search and, you know, involved with the search. You won't film any of it. None of it. He had a hamburger. He won't film it. Like, none of it. You can't see exactly where he is or exactly where he's at. Like, he could be by this, you know, he could walk up the side of a main road and say, just park the car here for a second, I just need to do a TikTok. Run into the bush and go, oh, guys, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Jay Slater, oh, it's real bad. Okay, cut. Right, get back in the car. Like, you don't know anything like that. And the one where he goes up to the electricity pylon, we saw it today and it's in there as well. On reflection, I think these girls drove him to a location, the pylon. I think the road that they drive on went all the way to that electricity thing. I think they drove there in the car all the way to that electricity pylon thing, and he got out and walked around it, and that was the search there. You know, those girls were sat on the floor in his video. I don't think they spread out in the area and did an extensive search. I think they drove somewhere you could get to in a car. He got out and looked at it because he's not part of the bigger street, the search. The police have told him you cannot be part of this search. Whether it's his excuse was it's his clothing. And he could have remedied that. What kind of nutter goes out to Tenerife without buying the right kit? Because Tenerife, up a mountain, is not going to have a fucking millets with the right stuff to wear, is it? It's the middle of summer. They're going to be stocking summer gear down by the beach. You'll get yourself a lilo and a straw hat and you'll have to make do with that. Because there's not going to be a chuffing carabiners and hiking boots superstore on chuffing Tenerife, is there? And even if there is a shop that could sell you that specialist gear on Tenerife, right? Even if there is, because there is the mountain and people do go up there and do stuff, right? Even if there is, it's going to be expensive and limited. So your best bet before you leave England is to go online and source all the correct stuff, isn't it? Like, what are you even doing? He didn't plan his... Like, you go to the airport without a ticket and just turn up. You could have got an airport ticket from Manchester. It might have been half the price and the bus might have gone there quicker. You don't know. You just went to the nearest airport and hoped. What if there's no flights to Tenerife from that airport? Well, then I'm at the airport. So I'm going to have to hope there's a flight. Some airports don't fly straight to Tenerife, do they? There might be one flight and it might be tomorrow. You might have to wait. God, I could have done this better because you're an idiot. Not just, or maybe someone bought him a ticket and said, there it is, you turn up, you just do that. Because I don't know, but like, he seems like the worst, most stupid with the things he's doing, in my opinion. Like, and I think this is where I say, like, there's all sorts of ideas about people doing this and that. I think the media out there have seen him as like an easy mark. Throw him at Sky News. He's desperate to talk to all the media. He's desperate to be on all the interviews. Throw him, like, Sky News have talked to him. They said, right, Sky News have said, hey, you, like, go over there and talk to the police. We'll film you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and hope that some shit goes down. That's what I think. I don't know why Isla's got him on the show. Maybe there's some nepotism behind the scenes. He said he got loads of contacts. You know, maybe Isla's doing someone a favour. But for her to be a massive hypocrite on This Morning seemed really funny. So at least that's good.
And the mountains, the Pap of Glencoe, which everybody has told me about, because I didn't know the name, and everyone's told me now, we're Pap of Glencoe, so I need to go.
God, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I got that off my chest. I've been desperate to be yelling that. Desperate to be yelling that. Just got on the plane with no kit. And I expected Tenerife to be the best place to source the kit. Like, you wouldn't... If he opened up a crowdfund and get me all the right gear, I'll do a great search. You wouldn't give it to him because it's wasting money. Like, I've seen this happen in a different circumstance where in my local town, some well-meaning people got thousands, and I mean hundreds of thousands of pounds into a kitty to start a youth club, and they pissed the money away on a really expensive town centre, high rent. They put up vinyl records on the walls and did burgers, and no one went there because it was shit, and like, they lost all of their money. You wouldn't put your money in this guy's hands because he'll just piss it all away on North Face jackets and fucking cream eggs.
I'm not sure if I'm going to have to stash my kit somewhere tomorrow because it's quite a steep climb, but it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks like Lofferton. But anyway, I'm going off track, guys. Midges. So yeah, I do have a midge net. If you saw me climbing up the waterfall the other day.
Waterfall. No one speaks like that in the UK. Waterfall.
Right guys, midges. So yeah, I do have a midge net. If you saw me climbing up the waterfall the other day, I had my midge net on, which was absolutely awful because I couldn't see anything. But all these midges, they're attacking me, guys. They're going for my eyes, they're going up my nose, they're going in my mouth every time I talk.
So that might have happened on the live stream. He references again. I never get to see those. Maybe they exist somewhere. But why don't you film it? Like, why is this another one of these where, yeah, it was really bad. I'm telling you, it was really bad. But you didn't show me. Where's the clip? You filmed it apparently. So edit it in. Like, where's the like? It's like me just going and sitting in the woods and thinking, oh, I wonder what I could say on camera today. Right, I'll tell you what, I'll have a cream egg and I'll tell them that I fucking fell off a mountain and then I ended up getting bitten by a lizard, and then the fire went so big it burned my leg off, and then it was okay because Tony Hawk came down and we did skateboarding. It was a really good day.
And they're blooming biting me, they're biting my beard, they're biting everything. So I'm going to get a fire started, so hopefully this smoke will scare them away a little bit. But yeah, anyway, so what I was saying, when I first came into...
Again, he's going to get a fire started. There's no fire again. Like, there's never a fire.
The area in Fort William, I was speaking with a guy and he
It looks
was,
like a
he
really...
goes up fishing,
This looks
high
like
up
a
in the
really well-maintained woodland. Like, there's a lot of space between the trees. The fallen trees are sparse. It looks well-maintained.
Mountains and stuff. And he was like, oh, the midges are out. And I was like, okay, fair play, thanks for telling me. I didn't experience any midges apart from that waterfall bit for like 5-10 minutes. I haven't had any problems with midges, guys.
So you didn't listen to the people who gave you a warning because you think, like, he does remind me of someone who thinks he's a bit smarter than he is. You know, that what's it called, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Like, he seems to think he's a bit smart and he's giving everyone advice, but then he doesn't listen to the advice he's given and makes basic errors. And now he's like, the people told him, he didn't listen, and now he's in that exact situation.
So I was like, oh my goodness, there's
the guys all the time is absolutely, like, it's mentally destructive, isn't it? It's
actually no midges. This guy just had a bad experience, but there are midges. There's loads of midges. I've come here, the midges are blooming everywhere, and they're like in their hundreds.
And also he said blooming everywhere, so that's clearly moderating his language for children, isn't it?
They love this.
Like, usually normal people would say, oh, the midges are fucking everywhere, or not even swearing is good, not saying it's great, but he's moderating his language for TikTok, for the audience, for whatever, but like...
So yeah, I need to get a fire going ASAP. Hopefully the smoke will scare them away, but I'm going to cut up some wood.
Smoke doesn't scare midges away.
And yeah, so much.
He's going to cut up some wood again, is he? Is that the best survival tips, to sit there cutting wood with a saw? You don't need to cut any wood, do you, in the woods? You go and grab the branches and the fallen things and you break a few, you know, like maybe you get an axe and you just slam a few bits together. You're making a fire. The easiest way to do it is just drag the thing onto the fire, burn it. As it burns away, drag it on. Like, there's so many different ways to mess about. I don't know if this is the time of day to be cutting wood. I don't even believe it. Show me the video of you cutting the wood and making the fire. Like, why not that? Every time he's just like, yeah, so I'm going to cut wood, I'm going to do this. Like, I've never seen him actually do a thing. It's starting to get on my nerves now, because last night, obviously I did my react that you've already just seen on today's live stream. That was on Twitch. That was the start of my 18-hour extravaganza. After Nutter Watch, I went on Twitch and I did 18 hours long. Way. Then Blank Faces shouts out. She's covered the Tenerife hillside experience, and I suppose if he's going to carry on, you know, we're going to carry on looking at that. So I want you to go and watch that one there. I'll shout it out, copy, put it in chat. You know, if you want to see that, I'm not going to step on it. I'm going to say go and watch that, and then later on in the, you know, in the timeline of events, like, he'll get on Nutter Watch. You know, we might go back and look at some of that on Nutter Watch, but watch it there first, basically. Like, it's annoyed me. The more I've seen and learned, the more and more I've started to get like I'm not at the point where saying he's faking it, yeah, but he's not living like okay, this is what it is. There's walk the walk, talk the talk, isn't there? And he can talk the talk, but he does not walk the walk very well. Although he appears to be out there with his bag. When the going gets tough, the tough have to go back and have a cheeseburger, and they might have thrown it up, but they're not going to film you the throwing up. And the tough have to make spaghetti and go and sit in their house. And like, you know, when the going gets tough, the tough are telling you things and not actually doing things, like making excuses and shit. So like that, there's a very there's a feel of that. And this is also interesting to me. I know he's got the other social medias, but to be uploading this like infrequently, and he went on a tour. Look, we've got Romania, Germany, I think, Switzerland, Portugal, London, Glasgow, and it might not cost loads of money to be a bit of a nomad, but it does cost money to not be working and just be wandering around spending money, even if you do live in a tent. Like, here we are actually cooking dinner. Here's cooking dinner.
What's happening, guys?
On a gas stove with a brand new frying pan. Look, it looks lovely.
It's getting really, really cold, and I am so hungry. It's been such a long
The
day.
frying pan hasn't even had a dent in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was out there cooking on a gas stove camping, you'd damn sure my frying pan is the most rubbishy frying pan, that my little rubbishy one. I'm not taking out my nice one. Or maybe that's a nice camping frying pan from Millets or something.
And I've just been eating junk food. So I'm going to cook up a quick burger. Hopefully
What's in the vid titled Awesome Kit near the top? I'll look at it next.
jet boil will stay alight. I need to get a guard around this, really. I can cook inside, but I don't want to bring it too close to the tent. It should be alright. But just need to keep checking that
I need to get a guard round it. Well, you're in the fucking wilds and there's loads of stuff. So go and get that right now with all those stones and the wood and just make a little, like, well, you can make it out of something really simple, can't you? Just like don't complain, solve the problem and show how you've solved it. That's what surviving in the woods is. But you're using just really posh camping gear. You might as well be sat in your own garden. Like,
I'm going to have to get some sort of guard, guys, because it will just keep going out here. Not ideal. I'm going to turn the flame up quite high.
It doesn't go out, does it? Like, these things don't blow out. That's the point of them. I might be wrong. I think the posh camping stoves like this, they don't blow out. You just can't see that it's on. But it will be getting the thing hot. Oh, pictured in pictured. Go back.
That'll help keep the flame on. Right, now we need our burger. Now, if I'm careful, I do have enough food to last me for around a week. That's including if I'm filtering my own water every day, which I'm about to have to start doing. I've probably got...
Filtering your own water? Why do you need to... like, okay. I don't know where he is, but sources of clean water... Like, I suppose you could argue you could filter it. You might want to filter it. But, like, you can literally drink river water, I think. Clean spring river... Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here. Like, maybe you'd argue with me in chat. Like, boiling the water is probably a thing I'd do. Okay, filtering it if you've got a posh filter. But, like... Okay? Like, isn't that just like a sort of survival basic as well? Getting a water source. He's got burgers.
About 250 millilitres of water left, and I'm going to want that for coffee. No.
But again, he's saying that, but without showing that, I don't know if it's true.
What? I'm going to have 2 burgers, guys, because I really need the protein. I really do.
How do you know how much protein you need on this particular day?
My legs are killing me. If you
because your legs hurt.
Watch my video earlier, you know I spoke about how much weight I'm carrying. So you're only supposed to carry a quarter of your own body weight, guys, and I'm carrying about half my own body weight at the moment.
So you're doing the camping wrong by carrying double the amount of stuff that you need to carry, or should carry, weight-wise.
The right amount of water that I need to, it's going to make that weight go up even more. So even though it's not ideal, I'm seeing there's a way for me to make myself stronger. It's pushing me even further.
Well, the problem is number one, you're taking really, like, obviously luxurious items like this camping stove, and like there's all sorts of things you could, like, all of this that you're sat in front of, you could completely abandon and not have to carry that. Like, you could just get your own wood and make a fire and cook it. Like,
guys know that I always like to live outside my comfort zone. So as long as I'm having enough protein intake and I'm watching my food, it is going to be difficult, especially in environments like this, because I can't just go hunting sheep or badgers or...
You wouldn't hunt a sheep nor a badger if you wanted protein in an environment like that. There are other forms of protein in that environment, and I'm not saying you should go and hunt a rabbit or a bird or a stoat or anything like that, but smaller animals would probably be more within your range. A badger, I'm not going to... Normally I would hunt a badger, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cook these burgers from Safeway because it's just over there really, but I'm not going to show you on the phone. What are you on about?
Like that. So I do need to try stay on top of my food intake, but it's so difficult, guys. We're going to have to see how this one goes. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Only time will tell. But this smells absolutely delicious.
He hasn't said anything, has he? He's up there. He said, I'm going to need to watch the food I eat because I might run out. And if I do run out, I've got no idea what any of this shit is on this mountain. So I'll just be eating nuts and berries that could kill me. I don't know. I'm going to have to get down and go to the KFC. If I run out of food, it's KFC or I'm done.
I'm really excited for this, and it's still lit, which is brilliant. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Burgers are still lit. Chef Down the Rapids is on the case. Gordon.
Yeah, except you haven't covered it, so it's going to take ages to cook. All that energy that you're pumping into that pan is just flying out into the air. Like, why don't you cover it?
Ramsay, eat your heart out. After watching this video, maybe he would give me a job as a chef at one of his restaurants. Who knows? I think we should all tag Gordon Ramsay in this.
Oh my god, how fucking cringeworthy and desperate. Gordon Ramsay sometimes watches people's videos and reacts to them and then critiques their cooking. There's no way this has got that value to it, so don't bother. And it reminds me of when Luke was doing that, oh, let's try and make this guy go viral, guys. No, this guy's so cool, guys. Let's make him go viral, guys. This band that I've seen busking are so cool. Make this go viral, guys. Like, what it is this guy reminds me so much. I mean, I don't know, early days, first impressions and all that. But what he reminds me of is someone who's watched so many TikToks. That's how he has learned to socialise and be. If that makes sense. Because he's not socialising out in the woods, is he? He's not interacting with people out in the woods. So I think he actually, he sees a TikTok where it's like Gordon Ramsay's reacted to it and this guy's gone viral and it could happen to me. And I don't think he understands the mechanisms that make that happen. No, and I don't think it's going to happen for someone like this. Another question I've got for you is, why has he got his hood up like a fucking weirdo? Like, he's more likely to be the man in black that you've heard of on all these crimes than he is to be someone that's going to go out there and save someone, isn't he? In the woods, random places, you don't know where he is, he's wearing a tent, he's wearing all black, he's got his hood up. Like, what's he up to? Why can't he integrate with society normally? Why is that a thing as well? What's happened so that he's decided to do this? Most of us, I mean, I'm not a massive one for going out and mixing with people all the time, but, integrated into society I am. I'm not a hermit. Like, why has he chosen this lifestyle?
See what he thinks.
Like, his travels and his tourism that he's done has involved basically sitting on a hill the whole time, yeah? Like, there's seeing the world and then there's seeing it from the side of a hill.
Wow, delicious. Realise I'm cooking this on the slant. What I don't have is butter. But what I do have is ketchup.
The fat from the burger, so that you don't need butter.
And plenty of it. Let me show you guys.
How have you brought ketchup on your camping holiday?
Reason why my bag weighs so much.
Oh my god.
Ketchup. There is probably enough there to literally last me a month or two. Let me show you my coffee, guys. This is my coffee. The
At least it wasn't in a bottle, I suppose.
3-in-1 sachets are amazing because I don't need to carry milk or anything.
But imagine all the, like, he's not exactly an environmentalist, is he? The 3-in-1 sachets are amazing. Sorry, did you say sachets or sachets?
Coffee, guys. This is my coffee. The 3-in-1 sachets are amazing.
Sachets.
A month or two. Let me show you my coffee, guys. This is my coffee. The 3-in-1 sachets are amazing.
Sachets. Earlier on he said espresso. I mean, I rest my case. Sachets. Like, he's going to have so much rubbish to take back off the mountain, isn't he? Like, it's so much plastic waste. This is not how people do this. This is not how they do it at all. Like, you've added to the weight with each individual bag, and I know it's only small, but you're talking small margins if you want to reduce the weight. So take them all out. You want to get one big thing of coffee, as much, you don't need that much, do you? Because how long are you staying on this fucking mountain? I don't know. I get the reason he's got these is because he's gone into the petrol station and they're for free on the side of the, or he stayed in a hotel once and they're for free on the side of the thing, so he's grabbed them all. Yeah, surely he's not paid the extra money to buy them as individual sachets. He would better off with like just a sandwich bag with coffee in it, wouldn't he? Like, why is that better?
I don't need to carry milk or anything.
Oh, I don't need to carry milk or anything. Well, you get your sandwich bag, put the powdered milk in and put the coffee in and shake it up like that, and then you're done.
Something like that. It's all put in there. I don't need to carry the milk powder. Bam. All in the sachet.
Bam. All in the sachet.
It's all put in there. I don't need to carry the milk powder. Bam. All in the sachet. Boil my...
All in the sachet.
It's all put in there. I don't need to carry the milk powder. Bam, all in the sachet. Boil my hot water, absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. The jet boil just does it so quickly, it's fantastic. These smell absolutely fantastic. I can smell the herbs.
I guarantee this is some posh, like, oh, I don't want to have the normal one, I've got to have the posh one. Posh, expensive. Like, most people are into this stuff. Okay, you've got nice kit, nice gear, you know, it's interesting, but most people don't want the jet one, do they? Most people are actually happier making the campfire and utilising that, because that's part of the experience. I don't know.
And stuff in these guys. We'll have to have a go at making our own burgers at some point.
Elitist
Something
camping.
that is
Elitist camping.
really
Eaton camping.
really easy to do. I mean, you can do it from the coals in your fires.
But I don't think he's educated enough to have gone to a good school.
Bread, guys. I mean, that is a really easy thing to do.
Guys.
So,
what did he say? What did he say? Hang on.
Burgers at some point. Something that is really easy to do. I mean, you can do it from the coals in your fires.
You can do it from the coals in your fires. You don't have a fire?
Make bread, guys. I mean, that is a really...
Make bread from the coals in your fires. You'd need flour, wouldn't you? A bit of yeast. They're the basics. You haven't got that. And what are you going to do? Where are you going to just lay the dough in the coals? He just says things. He's like, I imagine he's probably seen this on the telly, and he's like, yeah, you can probably do that. Like, I bet he's never done that in his life.
Easy thing to do, so I think we'll do some of that at some point. I do need to do a little bit of preparing when it comes to that sort of stuff. Delicious. Now, I don't know how you guys like your burgers, but I
like mine in a bun from Morrison's. Like, what are you doing?
Need my meat done so well.
I don't eat those shits because I'm vegan. That's bad for you anyway. Heart disease and cholesterol burger.
Need it to be...
It's worse for the animals.
Cooked so brown. Thoroughly cooked. I'd never eat anything that's rare.
Well, then you wanted to put a lid on it so it had a chance to cook through more thoroughly, didn't you, you idiot?
But yeah. Right, guys, now I need to prepare the bread. No butter, unfortunately. That's one thing I forgot. However, at least we got ketchup. It could be a lot worse. It could literally...
Tell me he's going to at least... And this is where, again, I feel like there's going to be a battle of the idiots here. Like, I really think him, Luke, me, Alan, the four of us go on like a Top Gear rampage round somewhere, and I have to put up with all this shit and nonsense they get up with. But you think even Luke's going to look down on this, isn't he? Luke's going to be looking at this and thinking this guy's burgers are shit. Peter Folding's going to be looking at this and thinking this guy's camping skills are shit. I'm looking at this and thinking this guy's being a human being. this guy's media skills are shit. Like, he's like the conglomeration of all the different things that, and like even Luke and Alan. I mean, what was I saying? Peter Folding. What would Alan think he's bad at? Alan think he's bad because. Why would Alan think? Alan. Let's turn to Alan. Let's get Alan. Imagine now, right? What would you chuffers do in chat if I could say, let's turn to Alan? And Alan had been waiting in the wings this whole time. Alan had been wait. I'm the good one. Alan had been waiting in the wings. I can't. There isn't a button for it. And he just came on the show then and was like, well, I think this. You'd all go mad in the audience, wouldn't you? Whoa! Oh my God! Wow, Alan. Oh, you'd love it. Where's Alan? Alan needs to come back. He is, isn't he? He's making an awful mistake here. If he does not take those fucking bread, but I don't want to eat the meat fat. I'm not into it, right? But if he does not take those fucking white bread, basic bitch white bread. Why is he eating the? I know some of you out there will want the basic, the basic white bun. I don't like that, like starch, bleached white bun. That starched wheat. I bet he's so finicky about his stuff, isn't he? I bet he's finicky. He's eating all crisps and sweets and burgers. And no wonder he looks like he's going to fucking wither away. He's not eating properly. He's eating junk food and crisps the whole time like a baby. So I eat a lot of crisps. So the thing I wanted to do here is to put that in the pan. Yeah, I wanted to put the bread face down in the pan to sort of soak up those fats and to cook. And to cook the side of the bun and then take it out, put the bun on. So it's two reasons. One, it's going to help to clean the pan of the fat, because what are you going to do? Pour that away? I thought you were looking to bulk up. And number two, it's going to, if Luke's going to know what I'm talking about.
Just be burgers and bread, which is oh my goodness.
He's dropped it. Oh no. Well, you can still eat that because it doesn't matter. You're a wildsman.
Almost dry. 2 of these bad boys. One on another one on this one. I think
He's not going to put the bread in the pan. He's not going to put the bread in the pan. He's not going to toast it in the. He's not going to toast it over the flame. He's not going to put it in the pan to soak up the. He's not going to do that. He's going to put the ketchup straight on here. He's got a burger van bap and a burger van ban, and he's cooking it in his back garden on a. I mean, he's not. He's up a mountain, but like, no wonder this is not taken off on TikTok or YouTube. No one needs to see this. Everyone knows how to cook their own burger in a pan and would do it better than this. He hasn't even got a freaking onion.
burgers are almost done, guys. I actually think they're almost...
Vegan burger advice. I wasn't always a vegan. You know what I mean? Like, in my life, I've eaten all the animals. Well, I haven't, but, you know, a nice range. You know, I've had a quail. I'm not posh, but I've had a quail. I've shot a gun in earnest. I didn't manage to kill anything, but I've shot a gun in earnest. And I've eaten pheasant and, you know, all the game stuff. You know, I've gone for a bit of a perusal of the menu as well. If I was in a place and there was something different, I'd eat it. Interested, but now obviously no. But I could cook the burger much better than this. And he's got all the kit. Like, Gordon Ramsay should watch this, because he could do a fucking gourmet job on this burger with that amount of kit. But instead, he's gone for the most bland TV dinner approach.
Oh no, ketchup on the trousers.
A Welly Market burger, yeah. Do you remember them? The Welly Market burger.
This is not good. Right, hold on, guys. Let me get
Like, sometimes you'd bite into it and the colours would be different.
the ketchup off my trousers. Where
Just different.
baby wipes can always come in handy.
Donkey burgers.
Okay,
Did
beautiful.
he just say he's got baby wipes?
Right, hold on, guys. Let me get the ketchup off my trousers. Where baby wipes can always come in handy.
He's got ketchup on his trousers and he's going to use a baby wipe. Where's he putting all this rubbish? If he fucking leaves his litter in the woods, I'm going to be furious. I mean, we'll never know, will we? But where's he putting baby wipes now? He's going to have a great big bag of plastic rubbish going around with him, isn't he? Because you can't leave baby wipes in the environment. They don't biodegrade.
There we go, beautiful.
Why has he got baby wipes?
No, are these burgers done? I don't even...
I hope I hope it's just for his trousers and it's not for the next logical question, which is about babies.
No, I want some of that grease to come out. I may have used
You
a
want the grease to come out?
little bit too much oil. Cool thing you can do
You
is
used oil? Why did you use oil? The burger's going to exude fat.
grease, though, guys, is you can actually make candles out of it.
You can make candles out of burger fat. I mean, it's true. It is true. You could get a tuna tin and pour all the grease in it, and then you could burn it off, I suppose, with a wick. If you want a stinky burger fat candle. You don't need to, of course, because you're not going to be. You're going to be pouring all that just into the ground over there, aren't you, and attracting a bear. I mean, obviously there's no bears in this environment, I hope, but like attracting wildlife over to your tent with your burger grease that you're just going to pour on the floor, because you're surely not going to be eating it or doing anything useful with it. And I can't believe that you... Like, already I've got this finicky eater thing about it. Like, how can you be a finicky eater out in the woods like this? I don't like too much grease. Can you strain the grease off it? It's got to be this way. It's got to be that. I'm not eating it if it's not right. I have to have it cooked all the way through. I don't eat it if it's not like this. I send it back. If it's too greasy, I send it back. If there's not tomato sauce on both sides of the bun, I send it back.
Ow!
He's posted 10 videos today. You see, I'm doing this bit tonight. You know, I'm doing this Facebook back bit, and obviously I will be on Nutter Watch. Ow! I put it on my hand and it's hot, mommy. Yeah, the keeping up with the TikTok and the search is another matter, isn't it? But like, obviously he's going to be written off by everybody on social media. Maybe Isla Tracour's still going to like platform him and suck him, but like everyone else on social media is going to completely write him off. The family are not going to want him anywhere near anything that's going on, because it completely undermines and invalidates like the seriousness of it, doesn't it? By having an absolute, like, I want to say like noob. You know, like, idiot, beginner. But it's worse than that. He's going to get himself in trouble. And he's an idiot.
I just got hit in the face with fat.
I just got hit in the face with fat. Ow, owie.
Right, let's try this.
Oh my god, guys, it was crazy. The fat did hit me in the face after I...
Or will it melt? I don't even know. Let's try this, guys.
He didn't want to put the utensil on the floor.
It is cooked. That is so good. That is so good. Oh my goodness. Today has been such a long day. Such a long day. I set off last night, 7:30, and I didn't get here till...
What's with the edits? Today has been such a long day. I set off at 9:30.
Right, it is cooked. That is so good. That is so good. Oh my goodness. Today has been such a long day. Such a long day. I set off last night, 7:30, and I didn't get here till 2 o'clock. I didn't get to this spot until like, what, a couple of hours ago, guys. So it's just been a long day. And this tastes so good. I've really got to start making sure that I'm having enough protein all the time now. I really wish I got some cheese. But yeah.
Protein.
I'm going to tuck into these. Bon appetit. Tag Gordon Ramsay in it. So much love to you guys. Absolutely.
Tag Gordon Ramsay in it. Like, I think there's a fucking vast gulf between you and being looked at by Gordon Ramsay. I didn't find this nutter. They presented him on this morning. I didn't find him. Some part of me, Saz, does wonder if they're like just trying to, you know, give me something to keep me, you know, Scott's getting close to the truth on the Nicola Bullis case. Well, I'll give him this nutter to play with. Like a ball of string. I'm alright with I'm happy with my ball of string, thank you. Thank you, Manchester Masons Media, for my ball of string. I'll take 2, yeah. You think his income is worth further investigation? Someone in chat did say about as I didn't say Company's House. I'm not going to bring it up on screen now because it might reveal addresses and stuff, but yeah, you know, that's something to be interested in. I mean, I'm a bit both sides of the coin here. Like, if he's just a pure idiot, just being a pure idiot, fair enough. Like, we can laugh at him on the internet. He's an idiot, but I don't have anything against that. If he's got rich parents and they give him money to go camping, fair enough, lucky him. Like, I don't begrudge people that. What I get annoyed about is if they don't have a sense of like the world and other people and their place in it, and go about being sort of selfish, boorish arseholes and not being like, not understanding that they've been very lucky. You know, that's a bit sad, isn't it? But overall, like, you know, some people are lucky, some people, you know, we're all born into different circumstances. So I don't begrudge that. So if someone's giving him the money to do this, then I guess he's just lucky. But if it's his own money, then it does raise certain questions, because like, how before this thing was going on with Jay Slater, he didn't have any views on TikTok or anything, you know, like, he's out there traveling the world, camping gear. I'm just guessing like, you know, someone's help, or he might have worked a job, like a reasonable job, for like 6 months, earned loads of money and put it in the bank and just said, fuck it, I'm quitting, I'm doing this. So I don't know, like, I don't begrudge people the opportunity to do nice things, I guess. I don't like his, like, I say I don't like, it's obviously this desperation to be something that he's not. That's what annoys me, I think. Or to present himself as something that he's not, you know? Like, it's such a wannabe, isn't it? Like, social media just gives you the ability to just turn your camera on, I suppose, doesn't it? So, what I want to be doing is playing Genshin Impact and other games. What I want to be doing is it's coming up to midnight now, and we played a bit of Krabbies last night and we bought some new games. So what I want to be doing is jumping over to Twitch. I'm going to get myself a burger, but I'm only having it on the bun with the ketchup. I don't want it, if it comes with mustard, I send it back. I want it to be cooked all the way through. I don't want it to be greasy. When you take it out of the pan, can you ask the chef if he'll put it on a piece of paper towel for 1 minute on one side and 30 seconds on the other, like Mommy does, to get the grease out? And getting stroppy with the guard of Savile, yeah, again, I'll shout that out. Watching the Blank Faces live is the place for that insight into his search. Because again, I think I could watch all those videos now and do the same sort of. I'm glad that I watched it there, and that was a good stream of it. So I think in the future, in the coming weeks, at some point, I will review those videos with my own, you know, my own eggy take. But right now, that's the place to go and watch that. And the way he interacted with the police, there was definitely a whole vibe of a sort of I don't want to say narcissist because it's too big a word really, but the sort of spoiled, expect things their own way, a little bit rigid, and not like, he doesn't seem to work well with other people, does he? Maybe that's come from some sense of affluence, I don't know. Like, and again, I don't want to critique people for just being born rich. Like, that's not their fault. In the same way as if you're born poor, someone shouldn't like have a pop at you for not having any money. If you're born into money and wealth and someone's prepared to give you and be a bit spoiling you, maybe you shouldn't be criticised for that either, because it's not your fault, is it? But it's what you do with that position that counts, isn't it? and the way that you end up seeing the world, like, and presenting that on. Well, you don't have to present it on the internet, I guess, but yeah. So yeah, big ups everyone. I'm gonna knock this on the head. This was gonna be a video, but it couldn't. I did, like I said, I did an 18-hour Twitch stream. We covered loads of different topics. It was really fun. Big marathon Twitch stream. It was really fun. But editing it off Twitch is a nightmare because Twitch has got its own editor, but it goes out of sync with the sound for some reason. And the 18 hours, there's been problems. There was glitches. Like, it's just a nightmare. So I've had to present this like this because I wanted to get this one up and out. And there's another Chuffer for Nutter watch, I guess. If you want to see more, I will keep repeating it one more time. If you want to see more of, and also shouts out everyone with Lydia's wheelchair push. I'm going to be back on, because that's coming up this week. So I'm going to be back on talking with Lydia's wheelchair push very soon. But yeah, if you want to watch any more of him, and a reason, like, this is important to state as well, yeah? This guy's been out there on the internet for years doing this. Right? Videos oldest a year ago, but his channel's older than that. Okay, so at least a year, right? He's rocked up on the Jay Slater thing, and every other person that's talked about the Jay Slater case and all that seems to have just taken it for granted, even after the Peter Folding effect. Like, no people have done their due diligence. And I mean, I've not looked at every other YouTuber out there, have I? But Blank Faces did their due diligence on him. Isla Tracure and This Morning did not. That's what I've seen. So, you know, shouts out Blank Faces and poo-poo Isla Tracure and This Morning, basically. The live was brilliant, yeah. So if you want to watch more of that, go and watch that. Or put it on your watch later list and don't forget to watch it. And then I'll be back on soon. I'm going to go and play some games now in a minute. I'm going to get myself some food and then just whack on the late stream for some gaming. Yeah. You be good, and if you can't be good, you are naughty. Shall I play the song at the end? Do you want the song? What song do you want?
Dion's there, Val's there, we're all saying, go on, Super Chuffer, go on, son. He's got the inquest in one, let's destroy him. 5 years they've been in parties about they brought me down. Well, guess what? I'm still friggin' here. And do you know why? Because I haven't done anything wrong. Night after day, 8 after 8. You don't think I know you called the police on me for being SO and all that for 5 years? You don't think that they report me to the police? I've spoken to them, I've been in my house 10 times. I've told them what you're doing. You will fear me. The return of the great armchair detective. Or I'm thinking of warning out of the big bad shadow bearer now. Shadow.
When is the return? When is the return? We await the return of the big bad armchair detective.
Band to the rumble. Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Stick that in your pipe and stick the pipe in your eye. I'm back. I'm out and back again with these beats.
Battery low.
All I'm saying
Please
is
charge.
He needs questioning by police. That's all I said. I'm just an old man, getting stalkers in my walls, hams, tramadols, and dies a pound, man. I'm Big Bad Alan, and you need me. I'm Big Bad Alan, and I want you to feed me cheesy chips while I lick my lips. What, Super Chuffer? Go on, son. Let's destroy Alan. That bad man is done. I haven't done anything wrong. So what's going on? Can anybody hear me? When I get back on the internet, they will all fear me. The return of the great armchair detective, Alan Vinegar. All in Alan the big bad shadow baron, now shadow banned to the rumble. Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Stick that in your pipe, stick the pipe in your eye. I'm back, and I'm Alan back again with these beats. All I'm saying is K needs questioning by police. That's all I said. I'm just an old man, gang stalkers in my walls, hands tramadors and guys a pan man. I'm Big Bad Alan and you need me. I'm Big Bad Alan and I want you to feed me cheesy chips while I lick my lips. You were giving him tippies, you were giving the chuffer tips. I must insist you desist and resist your urges. Giving the Super Chuffer time, but he streams for ages. I can't keep up with the man, he's turning pages while I'm struggling to read. I mean, he's so vital and I'm nearly deceased. I'm a beast, I'm the Bristol pusher. It makes me feel alive to watch another suffer, I'm a nutter. I got banned off YouTube because of the homophobic slurs. I'm on TikTok with the little girls dancing. Angry Alan in his pants watching streams of the money from Nancy. All I'm saying is that Nickel Kessinger needs kissies. Angry Alan getting eggy when the chuffer gets the tippies. Whoosh, and then whoosh. It's raining again. I couldn't be happier. Damn that super chuffer. Come on, super chuffer. Come on, son. Let's destroy Alan. That bad man is done. Come on, super chuffer. Come on, super chuffer. Come on, son. Let's destroy Alan. That bad man is done. Come on, super chuffer. Go on, son. Let's destroy